Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Let me. Hello, hello. Hi, Michelle. How are you, friend? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hey, Alma. Truth Teller. Hi, how are you? How's everyone doing? Alma, how are you today? Catherine, hi. How's everyone today? It's Friday. It's Friday, it's hot, I'm tired, I have a sinus headache. No, I'm not tired. My head's been bothering me all day. Hey, Michelle, how's everything? Does anybody have any plans for the weekend? Any good plans? I'm not doing a thing. I watched it crazy. Oh no, are you kidding me? Yeah, I hear you. Oh my God. Wasn't it crazy? It was like unreal. I think I posted earlier about it being live, like last night. Thank you, Catherine. I had to do another commercial because I said the word LINK. TikTok said you can't say that. Like on a commercial even, you have to just say your showcase. So I had to redo the one for the bangs, and I just did this one for the Colossal Mascara. I love this mascara, the Bubble Mascara. I used the brown. This is the brown, and the copper brown. I love it. Thank you, Alma. Alma, I have to message you later. I have to ask you something. I need your opinion on something. I'll message you when we're done. I've been meaning to do it all day, and I've been go. It's been like nonstop. So the prison got the new, they got their new tablets. So Manny got his today. Manny had to reach out to Keith's wife and told her he couldn't contact me. They wouldn't let him contact me. And I had him in the contact, like in my contacts. I already added him. What a mess. It's like, oh my God. I wish they would have left it alone. Depending on me through my last 20. Oh my God, Michelle. I got you, friend. Sounds good on 4. Yeah, Alma. I need your opinion on something. But this Securos is driving me crazy. I wish they would have left it alone. Oh, my nails. You know, I can't be plain. These are plain for me. I have no designs. I have, you know how many I have in there, but I have more coming. Don't you worry. I just ordered a couple pair from Shein. But yeah, so I got a message from Jamie, Keith's wife, saying, Manny can't reach you. And I'm like, why? Like, oh, this app is going to drive me crazy. I'm like, I put him in. It's so hard to use. Like, if you don't go look at the app, you do not get, and you don't know somebody's messaging you. We're GTL, you know they're messaging you. Oh, thanks, Parker. So and then when you write to them too, you have to have a subject line. If you try to skip the subject, they will not let you go through. So you have to compose subject. This is oh my God, I'm losing my mind with it. I really am. Don't save draft. It's like ridiculous. But I had Manny in here. Manny's right there. And look at the writing. It's like white on a light gray. You can't change it. It's so hard to read. No, Michelle, they don't. They don't have it. Once they do it, that's it. It does, Parker, but you have to put I try, and so now I just put a question mark because I don't have time to write all this. But Michelle, they don't, you know what Manny said, it's so much more expensive. He said the movies are more expensive, the music's more expensive. He said they're going to make a ton of money on this. But I can't even see it. Like, I cannot even, it's hard to see the context of the message because it's white on like a light gray. You can't change it. And I even did my notifications. I don't get notifications. Like if I don't go look, I don't know somebody wrote to me. There was actually a message in there from last night from Keith that I had to get to the angel with Wiley's Wishes, and I didn't see it. So, and here's the new tumbler. I'm using it, the Charged with Change tumbler. Look how nice it came out. From where you are to where you are meant to be. I love this. I love this one. It's absolutely amazing. So Paula has these if anybody's interested. And anything I make on these, I send to the dog program. I don't keep anything. I know, Parker, this one's so much nicer than the other one. I had 8 different designs. I couldn't, like, I kept redesigning, take this out, put that in. And thank God for AI to help, but. So who listened? We'll talk about the trial so far, what happened today. If we can do that, we have an hour. That's why I came on a little earlier. So Joe's going to be joining us, Paige's husband. Paige is always in the chat with us. He'll be joining us at 8:30 with Keith. But what did everyone think today? Sure, Parker, absolutely. Absolutely. Today, and this morning when it didn't start out good with the Zoom. And you know, that person with the P person, Alma, she came on a live and she started about, you know, because she doesn't like Kevin Remington. She doesn't like Red. She doesn't like him at all, you know. And she started like, look who he gets to testify. She said he gets this guy, wait here, this guy who is a doctor. Who was it? Was that one Resnick, right? And she said, the psychiatrist. And she said, I know. And she said, what did she say? Look, he don't even pay for them to come in person. Well, if you listened to the whole thing, you would have heard that the man had his plane tickets. He got sick and needed a surgery. He couldn't travel. I heard her say that, and I was on the phone, and I was on a phone call. I wanted to write to her like, are you crazy? Because he don't pay for his people, the way she worded it, for his people to come in person. Like, he got very sick. He has his plane tickets, and it was stated before he started. Wait a minute. I wanted to donate for the thing for Christy. Oh, absolutely, Parker. Absolutely. Let Parker, and I'm going to write it here, so because anything I have to do, I'm going to put it. Absolutely, Parker, and I appreciate that. And he did. He had tickets. He has his plane ticket, and he asked them that. And he asked them. Oh, welcome in, Chef. So let me, Parker, Christy. Okay, I'll have Christy, because, yeah, I don't have that information, but I absolutely will. But, oh, my God. So, Christy, they're having a little, where you can donate, because they're collecting. So, they have donors, but they have a fundraiser happening right now, and it's for the dogs, for people with disabilities that can't afford a dog. So that's what they're asking for, donations. And Christy never puts her place out there because they do have donors. But for this particular project they have, Christy's doing that. She's promoting it. Hey, Rainbow Grandmom. So it's for people with disabilities who can't afford the dogs. So Christy, because anytime you ask Christy, Christy will tell you, go donate to Wiley's Wishes. There were so many times that they had like adopt a dog. And I was like, where you can like sponsor a dog and pay them. And she's like, Mom, don't do it. Don't have anybody do it. Make them donate to Wiley's, because she knows Wiley's Wishes needs it more. But this particular program, they were asking for donations. So that's what she had mentioned the other night. So I'm writing down what I have to get back to people. So she should be in here. She should be in here soon. I'm early, so she's probably like, I didn't know you were going live. Tomorrow is my grandson Vinny's birthday. I'm so excited. The baby, oh my God, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Oh, Parker, I know. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Truth Teller. Yeah, but when I watched that line, I know Cindy was watching it. I talked to Cindy last night, and I was like, oh my God. But she started her rambling stuff. She just can't stand him, and I don't know why. So she's going to go live tonight. She told everybody she went to go sleep, and she'll be live tonight, so stay tuned. I didn't even respond. I wanted to. Truth Teller, I'm gonna have to text you. I don't like to put it out there. It's somebody who, you know, you can't have an opinion on her live, on the Lindsay Clancy case. You can't have your own opinion. If you say, God forbid, if you say Patrick did something, you're blocked. She'll curse you. She'll call you names. She'll call your mama names. Like that's what she was doing the other night. Like, she was cursing out people, and I was like, she was calm last night. Calmer than usual, but she was nasty. She came at you. I know. Oh, my God. I fell asleep, Cindy. She did. See, she comes at you. Oh, my God, and she curses you, Truth Teller. And she was talking about people. Your mother must have been stupid. Like, this is 2 nights ago. Last night, she was bad, but Cindy, look, Cindy. I'm going to do this through my whole life. This is what she does. Oh, my God. I cannot with her something. Oh, my God. Cindy, come on. Should I? I don't want to put another creator out here. I don't. Her name begins with a P. That's all I'm saying on the other P from Sebastian. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't put other people out here. I think I know. Yeah, you know, Catherine. Catherine, it's in the group. Yes, you did, Michelle. I think you know, Truth Teller. If anybody's on this platform, you pretty much know. But I think everybody has a right to their opinions. Yes, girlfriend. Yes, Catherine. Catherine, yes. That and this. Yes, Shannon, you do. Catherine, you hit it on the nail. Oh, I did, Alma. That's what I said about the Sebastian. Yep, I absolutely did. But, yep. I know, Alma, I can't believe that. I know, Michelle, me too, but why? Like, why are people mean on here? If you come in here and you say Patrick did it and Cindy says Lindsay did it, that's everybody's opinion. I'm not going to call names. I didn't see the article. I got to go look for that unless you have it. I would never. Everybody has a right to their opinion. And if I don't agree with you, I'm not going to call you names. Like, that is outrageous. But some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth, I'm like, are you kidding me? Thank you. Thank you, Carly. So tonight at 8:30, we'll have Keith Erickson, my co-host, will be calling in. And we will have Joe, Paige's husband, will be calling in also. I'm afraid to look at this, Dan. I'm afraid to look at... Oh, my God, Dan. Dan. Shannon. I'll message you, friend. Look at this, what Dan did to me. And I thought I looked cute. No. Dan, you're in trouble. You're bad. Dan, I can't with you. I can't. Oh, Truth Teller. He is, Parker. He keeps me on my toes. He really does. Oh, Rainbow Grandma. He's funny. Every night. He has to send my picture every night. That's his job. No, Shannon. Shannon, did you see what Paula sent me? So we got new tumblers. Wait. My friends torture my life. Look what Paula made for me. A coaster. She made me a coaster as a gift. It's a frog. Like everybody's coming for me. We need 9 something. Oh, we need 9. Are they heart me? No, they're not heart. Oh my God, 9 heart me's. Gee, thank you, TikTok, after everybody came in. Wait, let me send one from, oh, I did. From Charged with Change. Charged with Change, send one. Now we got to get all the backups. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. If you saw my my last video, you'll know why my hair's like that. Well, I'm promoting for a company, actually. People are like, go. I loved the other night when they were saying, we like your bangs, go put on your bangs. And we like your bangs. I don't believe you don't have your bangs. And then Maggie comes in and says, how could you have bangs one day and not bangs the next day? I was like, hey, it's easy. Oh my God, I can't remember when I was about. You were? With frog PJs? Well, they tease me because I'm afraid of frogs. They because one jumped on me once and I didn't. Catherine, look at my glasses. Thank you. Love my glasses. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate that. So a frog jumped on me and caught me by surprise, and ever since then I've been deathly afraid of them. I just was. I ran so quick you wouldn't even know. My daughter said, Mom, I didn't know you could run like that. Court was okay today. You know, at least they did a full day. Not really a full day, but what they call a full day. I mean, you love frogs. It was, they're, so Resnick I thought was good. And then the third, wait a minute. I got to get my notes. Then it was the doctor, the other psychiatrist, Dr. Philip Resnick. Then we have, who was the other one? Dr. Mack, forensic psychiatrist. He's actually from Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson University. Yeah, Alma. My father-in-law used to work there. Oh, my God. What did you... Dan, look what he did. He took the coaster. Oh, my God. Look, I got a new shirt there. Oh, my God, Dan. I like when he did this one. Wait, who sold last night? He made me with blonde hair. That looks horrible. But look, he changed my tumbler to that. It actually looks good. And you can get this too from Paula. If you want this, she'll do it. But you don't want that one. If you're going to buy a tumbler, you want a Charged with Change tumbler. She has Charged with Change hats now. I'm going to get my husband one. I'm going to get Vince one. Wait, look what she sent me. I thought it was so good. So, yeah, the Dr. Mack, he was a little out there, I think, and he could have... Can't they just answer with one-word answers? Hey, Lauren, like yes or no. He went into detail with everything, and they were like, please, one-word answers. And he just kept going, oh, hi from UK. Welcome. Oh, my God. Lauren, how are you? Wait, do you see this? I want to get Vince one, Lauren. What do you think? A Charged with Change. He loves his caps. Paula, I think we're going to get Vince one. That was the last guy today, Parker. Yes, it was. He was on and on and on. Oh, I'm sure, Lauren. I got such a headache tonight. I don't know how I'm doing it. I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't Joe... Paige's husband coming on, I would have canceled tonight. If it was just a random, and I would have canceled because I got such a sign, like it's right here. Oh, it's like, it won't go away. Paula, I love that. And he loves those hats. He loves them. Yeah, Parker. And thank you, Daisy. Thank you. And he turned around and so he worked at he studied at Thomas Jefferson University. That's where I used to live in Philadelphia. My father-in-law worked there for years, and he was talking about Children's Hospital in Philadelphia, so a lot of things in Philadelphia. Lauren, look, Look what we got. I got it. I got it. Isn't this one so nice? I'm so excited. Our basement oh no. Oh, Lauren, I'm so sorry. Oh gosh. Lauren, tonight I have Paige's husband's joining us. I'm excited to have him. Joe's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy, Joe. So he'll tell his story. They'll call in at 8:30. They got their new tablets finally, Lauren. Don't pass out. But it's so hard. The tablets are good for them, more expensive for them, but it's so hard for the person using them. It's horrible though. Oh my God, secure us. I can't. When you write a message, you just can't type a message. You have to put like something in the content. Like, what is this about? Like, what? I put question marks. I drive them crazy. There's a little memo. I put question marks. GG. And not only, so they want like a formal email, it's like, and then you don't get no notifications. So like if Manny were to text me now, it comes across my phone. I even tried set my notifications. Nope. Secure. You got to actually go into the, oh, look, I got 2 messages. I got to open up the whole app to get to the message. I can't stand this. It is. I see. I didn't know. Now it's probably Keith canceled. No, I'm kidding. Hey, kid. He can't join us tonight. Pushing through being sick. Oh my God, he's not feeling good. All right. Me and Joe's we got this. How are you, kid? All right, Keith can't make it. He's not feeling. He said he's still pushing through from being sick from the weekend with family visit. But after the afternoon in the hot gym and the dogs, I feel worse. I feel a few of others handlers are getting sick too. I love you and I know that you will do great. This man has a lot of confidence in me. I remember when I wouldn't do this without him. I know, Parker. It's so hot there too. Kid, how are you, friend? It's so hot there. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. So now I took Vince's phone. I don't need that. We only need one phone tonight. Oh, kid, thank you, friend. Thank you. But yeah, today was, well, at least we had like what they call a full day of court. I know, I miss you being live. You working too much. We got to get you a sugar daddy, friend. You work too much. You would probably work anyway. I saw you this morning though. I was there. I was on Breeze Live I love your new setup. I love how you set it up. It looks great. It's a lot of work though, I'm sure. But yeah, they started today. What did I hear? There's one more. It should wrap up on Monday. Who thinks they're going to call another witness? Do you think on Monday? I don't know if I don't know what's going to happen Monday. My bangs are very new, friend. They're not real, but they're new. It's on my page. I bought these bangs, you know? And I'm promoting for a company too. It's a hairpiece. It's one of my hairpieces. I started using some of them. They're the toppers. I love kid, I have 2 different ones and I have a 3rd one I'm ready to order. I don't think it will wrap up Monday. Yeah, I don't think it's going to wrap up till about Tuesday or Wednesday, but I think the last witness might be Monday, and then it goes to maybe Monday. The last one, then it's going to go to the jury. They said Tuesday and Wednesday. That's what they're thinking. I don't know. Kid, I love these. They're so comfortable and so easy to put on. And it's so funny because I wore it the one day and somebody said, "Where's your bangs?" And I'm like, "I don't have them." And they're like, "What do you mean you don't have your bangs?" I'm like, "I don't have my bangs on." And then they're like, "How do you have bangs one day and not the next?" I was like, "You really want to see?" And I did. It's just, it's a top. Is this the one I did, the topper? And then TikTok made me redo it because I said the LINK in my bio, and forget it, they don't like that. The lawyer was outside and said they are closing Monday. Well, so there it is. There it is. There's the piece. It's right there. See, little kid. Doreen, yeah, I think you think they're all going to close. See, here it is. I love it. Reddington. Oh my God, it was crazy. I know. Look at it. You just clip it in. Clip it in. I have two of them. Maggie, hey friend. I saw it, Doreen. Yep, I saw it. Well, he rested. You know, he's done. Look at that. Just if you and guess how much? You're not gonna believe it, kid. $9.95, and it's real here. It's real here. You can dye it. I straighten it. I use my heat on it. You could. Oh, he can be. Or oh, yes, he can. Oh, and $9.95 for this one. Yeah, they're in my showcase, and you could dye it any color you want, and it does come in different colors though. They have all different colors, but it comes. You can dye it. You can. It's real here, 100% natural here. And I have this one real quick. While we're talking, I'll show you the. Look, I even have my stand. Because I don't want them to get anything on it. But here's another one. This isn't a bang. This is like a side. But look at the color difference, and they all match. My hairdresser found these for me, kid. Now this one was $24, but this one was $9.95, 10. My hairdresser found these for me. Because she likes them because they're all natural. She actually tinted the root. Like, look, so it looks like your natural hair. I love these. Thank you, Doreen. And I need it because my hair is thin. Like up front, my hair is thin. From ever since I started with thyroid, with my thyroid disease, my hair's been thin. And I love these. I got another one in my cart that I'm going to get. It's actually bangs, but it's longer. They're all human hair. All human hair, Michelle. Yep. They're in my showcase if you just want to go look. I'm ordering one soon. Guess what? The other night with this, guess how many I sold, Cindy? I sold 8 of them the other night. When I first showed it, the very first night. I kept saying, viewing your cart, viewing. And I sold 8 of them. And I have another one, like a longer one that's going on with bangs. I can't wait to get that one, but I love them. But my hairdresser sent it to me. And she said, because she knows I get uncomfortable. And you know what's good too? If your hair turns gray real quick and you can't get to your hairdresser, you put it on and there's no gray. Like, see the part? Look at the part there. Oh, could somebody pin it in my show? Could somebody pin my showcase real quick while we're here? Could one of the mods? I don't know if Lauren's here or Cindy. Oh, thanks, Lauren. Thanks, Lauren. But yeah, once you go in there, there's so many other, there's others on that website. Oh, okay, Mama Reynolds. Well, mine plus it's like what my daughter said, and it's true. It's hereditary too. My family always had thin in here, so it's the same, So we'll see. But I like it. And like when I make a hair appointment, it will, like the hair appointment, sometimes I'll make it and I'll have that gray, it'll bother me. And there it goes. There it is. I see you're looking at it. Is it in there? Let me see if I I could pin it. This is the one. I have both of the ones that there we go. I'll pin it real quick. I have both of those. I have that one and the one under it. Biotin is great. You know what? I do use that Doreen, but ever since my thyroid, and I use vitamins. The vitamins have helped me. The vitamins have helped me. Absolutely. Look at the price, $9.90. $9. And even if it isn't your color, you can have your hairdresser touch it up or just put dye on it. It's natural hair. And there's others in there. You can go through it. Thank you, Grizzly. I'm just showing them what it is. It's because people thought it was my real hair. Sunshine, hi. $9.90. And that's not just today. That's what I got it like a week or so ago or 2 weeks ago. I had it and I didn't wear it right away. And then the other one's in there. So I can unpin that one. And I have this one. This is the one, like these are the ones my hairdresser recommended. Like she found these for me. Where is it? Add. Got it. You're still alive. I know I'm still, oh no, I don't want to add. Yeah, it's that one. And then if I unpin that, I got to get the other one. How are you? How's everyone doing? So tonight we'll have Keith. No, Keith, not Keith. He just said he can't make it. Joe's going to be calling us. So Paige's husband. Thank you. Thank you, Sunshine. But I don't know what everyone thought about today. You know, and I didn't care for the Dr. Mac at all. I think he was answering the questions. He was getting too like technical with the question. I think the judge was getting annoyed. I think the judge was getting annoyed with it too, because the judge kept saying it yes or no, it yes or no. I know, Cindy. And he was so excited to do this because we haven't did it. I need a Doreen, after this week, we're all going to need one. But yeah, I don't think they'll finish up till what? Maybe Monday, Tuesday morning, and I think it'll go to the jurors by Wednesday. I think. But you never know. Look at the problems they had today with the Zoom. Like there was issues with the Zoom. You never know. Just answer. Hey, thank you, Parker. You saw that. It was, the judge was getting a little annoyed. I think he was getting a lot, let me rephrase that. The judge was getting a lot annoyed. Like there were questions he could have just said yes or no. I just got excited when I heard where, he studied at, because I knew the hospital. And so what else? Yeah, because Red was getting heated. He was really getting heated with him. That guy needs a hairpiece. Cindy. Parker, I know. I was like, it was getting... He just kept going on and on. It was kind of getting boring after a while, like listening to it. And like every time I saw the judge, I was like, oh my God. Oh, I even forgot about the heart maze. I don't know if we made it, but that's okay. I always forget about that. But yeah. What does everybody think? I think it's going to be a hung jury. I think it's going to be hung. I don't know how they're all going to make... I don't know how the 12 jurors are going to come to one decision. I really don't. Doreen, you agree? Yeah. I will forget the quote. I know, Parker. Hunger mistrial. Yep. I agree. That's how it's going to be. No, He was getting really heated today. I was like, you better calm down your blood pressure. But you know what? And I wish people that come on here and they do this. So I have my notebook again with my notes. Paid attention, because the one person we were talking about earlier, like, why come on here and say that, this didn't happen? Or why can't he fly his witnesses in? Oh, okay. You're working a double tomorrow? Oh, kid. Yes, you better get some. Did you nap today? You better sleep if it's hung. No, no. They have to decide what they're going to do. But like when that person came on and said, yeah, Red don't know. Wait, no, was it Red? He said, yeah, yeah, because she doesn't like him. No, I'll be, oh, okay. Oh, you better get some rest, friend. And thank you for being here. Keith, Joe's going to call us. I keep saying Keith because that was supposed to be Keith, but just Joe. And his wife is my friend Paige. She's usually in the chat. When one of the, another creator, and I'm not saying names, turned around and said, yeah, he can't afford to get his witnesses and fly them into the courtroom. They have to do Zooms. And that's not how you do it. And I was like, girl, you are so lucky I am on the phone right now because I really wanted to like write. And I don't know if anybody heard that. I was waiting to see Cindy or somebody answer her because, yeah, he had his plane ticket. He got sick, the poor man. I mean, look at him. He looks like he's, up there. He was good. His credentials, look at his credentials. Oh, my God. But he said, I have my plane tickets. I got sick and I'm not allowed to fly. And he repeated, but you have your tickets, Red said to him. And he's like, yes, I do have my tickets. So I don't know why she was making a big thing. Yeah, he had surgery and he wasn't allowed to fly, which is, that's normal, what does she want? But I don't like when people make up these stories and want to, make people seem like they're not doing the right thing. Well, she doesn't like him anyway. She doesn't like him at all. Doreen, you're killing me, friend. Doreen. Oh my God, that's funny. You're too much. She always starts. Yes, Catherine, and all night usually. Like normally, the one day it was like late at night, like midnight or 1 a.m, and last it till the lunch break in the next day at noon or 12:31. I'll ask God to forgive me, Doreen. I love it, Doreen. Oh my God, I crack up. I messaged Doreen in the morning and she's like, I'm having my coffee, my espresso. Oh, this don't fit on here, darn. Hey, Chris. Oh my God, you're doing the fantasy football. Do you need anybody? Are you stuck? If you're ever stuck, put me in it. You won last year. She won last year, Parker. Chris, do me a favor. Could you message Parker about the dog program? The donations you were looking for, or I'll remind you. I'll better remind. Let me write it down. I wrote it down to remind you. I got a surprise. What did you get? Yeah, Parker wanted to know what, like, I don't know anything about it, like where to send it or anything. So Parker asked. I'll be calling her Vicky. Parker, she won last year. She beat a bunch of like men. I know who's in her fantasy football, and they're all good, including my son-in-law, and she beat him too. Melinda slipped me. Would she slip you? What did she send you? Tell me. You can't tell me? She's shipping you. I know what she's shipping you. Don't tell me. She can't be shipping you that. She's not shipping you the... I thought you said slipping. I need my glasses. She is not sending the trophy. There's no way. That will cost $1 million. Is it the trophy? No, if it's the trophy... Because they actually pass a trophy. Are you getting a trophy, girl? That's heavy. It's beautiful, but... So they get it, whoever wins, they used to pass the trophy back and forth, like from house to house. But I don't think it's coming to Florida. When we lived in New Jersey, because it was all the neighbors. Right, Cindy? I wonder if she's going to get like something. That's too heavy. Oh, no. No, it isn't. You brat. Oh my God. Look, everybody. Christy's the winner. This is what our neighbors do. She's the champion. So she gets to hold it. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Yeah, they did. That's what the neighbors do. They go, Todd and Melinda surprised me. Oh, I love that. Oh, look at it. Oh, I love it. That's so cool. I can't believe you got it. Yay. We used to have the party like at our house, the beginning, like for the draft. I missed that party. I missed that party. I know, right, Lisa? I was surprised when she said she won. Yeah, no, you don't have to do that, no. Oh, that's neat, your name's on it. I love that. Oh, that's neat. Oh, okay, no. No, I know better than that. I wouldn't have showed it if I saw it. Because you never know who's watching. Oh, my daughter played. Oh, really? Oh. Oh, that's neat. That's great. I love that. Who's that? Why don't I recognize the 2024 person? Who is that? Is that... No, it's not who I thought... No, never mind. I don't know who that is. Is that... I don't know. But... See, that's good. That's good. Rainbow Grandmom. I love that. I love that. The 2024 name that's on there. Who is that? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think who that was. Did I know that person? Was he a neighbor? He probably was. Eric's cousin. Oh, okay. I said I probably know him. Oh, okay. I'm like, who's that? I watched the game. I know. So I always, I used to bet like straight bets with my son when my son was here. But, But I did, my grandson, Vinny, still takes my bets. Vinny will take my bets for me. He flies to New Jersey for the draft every year. Oh, okay. That's neat. Wait, why are they having it tonight? It's usually on Saturdays. Are they not having it like a party, or is it... No, I know who you're talking about now, but I don't understand. It's always on a Friday since we moved. Not when we lived there, it wasn't. It was never on a Friday. It was always on a Saturday. Don't tell me. No, I'm kidding. Oh, since we moved. Okay. We used to have pool parties and everything during that draft. That draft will last for like 14 hours. Cindy, she's getting in trouble. That draft used to last us 14 hours. It used to go to wee hours of the morning. I was supposed to be babysitting, but no, I was having too much fun. Put the kids asleep. Put them in with Vince. I missed the party. But so tonight we're just going to have Joe with us. Keith isn't feeling well. So Manny said that the new tablets for the prisons for Secure Us are like outrageous. The pricing for them to get a movie or music is crazy. Thank you, ML. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. The hair is in my showcase. People are like, what the hell is she talking about? He's doing good. We're going to have to do a Manny Monday soon. Hey, Paige. We're going to have to do a Manny Monday soon. He's not happy with the tablet, with the new tablets. He said he said they're going to make a lot of money on the guys. Hey, I talked to Joe today. Did they say Parker? He didn't say how. I don't think he did. If he mentioned how much for a movie, but he said they're very expensive. Like he said, they're expensive for a movie and even music. He said they're making money on them. Let me see. I got your text. And then today he couldn't even reach me. He had, like I said, I know, Paige, it's horrible. He said, I just got your text. I couldn't find you on my contacts, so I text Jamie to see if she could let you know I got my new tablet. The stuff on here is expensive. The movies are a lot of money. I'm going to be broke soon. Can you let Ray know I said hi? And I hope she's feeling better. I'll call you tonight. So he just said expensive. Let's see. Here we go. I put $60 on, and now I have $40 left. I have about $40 left. The most expensive movie is, okay, so the most expensive movie is $10. Man, they're going to get rich. I think they're between 5 and 10. The most expensive is 10, a movie. Yep, so $10 a movie. That's crazy. I just don't like the app, I'll be honest with you. I'm still not used to this app. I don't get notifications yet, and I don't know what that's about. I don't like when you write to them, you have to put, like, you know, you have to put a little memo up there why you're, you know, what's it about, subject. And guess what? When I tried to do it without putting anything in the subject line, and it wouldn't send. It said you have to, it has to be filled in. So I put question marks. I don't have time for all that. Cindy, I know, I feel so bad, especially his sister's not around, you know, like he's the only one that doesn't have anyone. He has no family at all. He's going to try to sell some of his paintings. Paige, I told him not to be nervous. It's just a phone call with me, and I told him he don't have to answer anything he doesn't want to. We had a good conversation. You know, it was so funny. So I was talking to Paige's husband, who's going to be joining us tonight, Joe. And Paige, as we're talking, I got this crazy, I don't know, feeling. And I'm like, Joe, I need to ask you some questions. I'm like, how old are you? And he told me. And I said, but wait, what's your birthday? Because something, my son, it's driving me crazy. Something with my son, and I don't know why. So for everybody here, Joe's birthday is the day Vinny passed away. And I was saying, my son is like in my head. Vinny kept saying, ask him this, ask him his birthday, ask him his month he was born. And Paige, now Joe told me this a while ago, and I forgot all about it. His birthday's June 24th. Parker, I mean it. I was sitting here and I'm going, Joe, I got to ask you how old you are. And I'm waiting for him to say Vinny's age, and he's younger than Vinny. And I said, no. All right, what month were you born? And he said June. I'm like, all right, what's your birthday? And when he said June 24th, I was like, oh my God. His birthday is the day Vinny passed away. And something kept telling me to ask, and I'm like, Joe, you're going to think I'm nuts. I got to ask you these questions because something, I had the chills talking to him towards the end. And it was like something what Vinny kept saying, ask him these questions. Because Joe is so easy to talk to. Joe is just so calm and easy. And I just enjoy talking to him. My brother passed away the next. Wait, Boston Nana, June 25th? the next day. I know. Oh my God, Paige. That's my birthday. Boston Anna. My birthday's June 25th. My son called me the night, like he passed away, and he said to me, "Happy birthday, Mom. I love you, and I'll see you in the morning." They were his last words. I never heard from him. You know, he passed away already by the time we got to him in the morning. My brother's birthday is June 21st, and he died. Oh, wow, the 25th. What you about? I do prison. Tonight I'm doing a prison call. So, Paige, Keith can't join us tonight. Keith finished up with the dog program, and he's very sick. He doesn't feel good, and he's so upset. He's so upset he's missing this. Like, so I didn't have to use my older phone. I took my husband's phone for Keith, because Keith is the only one I give my husband's number to. And I took his phone, so I have these. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 phones in my tablet. So, he's so sick. He got sick on family visit. He had family visit last weekend. He said, "I feel like I'm coming down with something." And he's like, "I'm so sorry. I don't want to tell you this." I know. And ML, like he said, with the heat, it's so hot. He finished with the dog program in the gym today, training the dogs, and he said he was not feeling good at all after that. He was not feeling good. But I feel bad because it is so hot. Yeah, it could be, and it could be the heat exhaustion plus not feeling good. I think Jamie had like a little cold when she went, and you know, you hardly get. I mean, they get these visits. I think it's once every 3 months, and you don't want to cancel it. Yes, my son passed away in 2006. Why? Because he was sick. I'm confused, Fred. Let me, I know, I don't know, ML. Somebody's asking some questions. Let me see something, by the way. Oh, no. Okay, that's fine. I'm not surprised. Fred, I'd really rather not right now. But everybody knows in here. Yes, Cindy. Yes, you read my mind. Thank you, Cindy. 1 second. Hold, please. We're having technical issues, and I'm not surprised. Is Paige. I know, Paige. I can't right now with that. I just can't. Yeah, Cindy took care of it. Paige, I just text you. Because I'm not surprised if he's having issues. Now, if he wants to, tell him not to feel bad. We can move it if he can't get through. We can move it to next, because I think the problem is they're transferring these tablets because Josh hasn't been able to talk to me. Oh, wait. And Josh and him are like at Donovan. Paige, it wouldn't be a problem because we can continue with our talk. It's up to him. I'm ready. But if he can't get through, so there's issues with the tablets with Joe right now. And I'm not surprised because they're doing this like they're moving, everybody's getting new tablets. This is what happened with Keith. Remember, everybody remembers, I'm sure, last week or the week before. No, the week before last. Keith couldn't make a call, and I think they did something with the tablets because they're getting ready. So Pleasant Valley has their new tablets. This one, I think Donovan's going to get theirs. Yeah, Donovan's getting theirs next. So if he can't, it's okay. She's going to message him for me. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed, but if not, I mean, this happens. It's a live show. We can't control it. And thank you for getting that, Cindy. You read my mind because I just can't tonight with that. Most of my friends on here know why. I just was telling a little story about me and Joe talking and how it made me feel, I don't know what. Yeah, thanks, Lisa. Like, during our conversation, it just, something kept saying, ask him this, ask him that, ask him. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, poor Joe. I'm like, one more question. But Joe's the sweetest. Thanks, Cindy. And I don't know why I said that, like, because he was sick. That's not like, no. But, oh my God, my people are not. I won't come in a chat where I never met the people, anybody, and like ask that. But thank you guys. I appreciate you. But right, Boston Nana. But I'm a little concerned about the case too now. I don't know what's going to happen. This is the first time I've been up and down. You know what I mean? So if you, Doreen, right? If you, I love you too, friend. If you know me, like with the Nancy Guthrie case, I said from the beginning what I thought, and I never changed my mind. This case, I know, I know. This case, I've been up and down. I've been up and down. I get so many different feelings. Boy, Reddington ripped. Oh my God, Nana, he sure did. He was getting heated, and I did. I'll tell you what. On my notes, in my notes, I wrote, what did I write? I wrote it, getting heated. Red is getting heated over the statements he was making. I had to write it down because he was really like, but you know what? I was kind of, that psychiatrist was driving me crazy. Like, he was a little bit out there. Like, he couldn't say yes or no. He had to tell us a story. Hey,
I
Red.
have to ask, do you have new mascara on?
I do.
I know, I can tell. I like it. Is it that bubble?
Guess what? It's the bubble. Yeah, this is the copper brown.
Oh,
I did
I'll
a
have to
commercial
try
on it. I have
it.
before and after pictures. I love it. It went on so easy. No clumping, nothing. I absolutely love this. It's in my showcase too.
I'll have to try it.
Oh my
I could
God.
tell.
You know I'm addicted to the other one. Like,
Yeah, so am I.
yeah, and I like my blacks. I don't think I'm going to go back to black mascara. I think I'm going to stick with the brown. And this
So
is
the
all
color
over
is
the
copper?
internet.
Copper
It's the
brown?
copper brown. It's the
Okay.
hottest one now. Yeah, it's let me see. Is it on here? Let me see if I just, oh wait, here, look, right here on my showcase. I think I added it. Well, I added it. Now I could pin it. Just so, and it's $9.99, but look at the, this is huge.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
big. This isn't like
Oh, I like that.
it's big, and I like the brush. Wait, because I opened it. I like the brush, and I only have 2 coats. Like, look how pretty.
Oh, wow.
And I think, you know what I think is going to show up better? I didn't, because I already did it this morning. If I don't use eyeliner and just use this, I think it might look, I don't know, but I like it.
See, I use a dark brown. I use an espresso eyeliner,
Oh, okay.
and my eyes are hazel. So I've never used anything but black.
Yeah, me too.
I think when I first started out, I used a brown black, like brown/black,
Right.
but then I went to just black, and I haven't tried anything else. So
And
I'll have to
that's
try
another
it.
thing, Lisa. I didn't do the primer this time. So know what I'm going to do on Monday? I'm going to do one eye with the primer. Maybe I'll just I'll put it on the live. We'll put it on the live. I'll do one with my primer because I have the primer here, but I didn't use primer tonight. I wanted to do it without, and I didn't want to do it 2 different eyes, one with and one without, because tonight. But guess what? Monday I'll do it on the live. I won't put it on during the day. We'll do it on the live. We'll try it with the primer and then without. I didn't. This is no primer, and I love it. I
Yeah,
love
I can
it. Yeah.
definitely tell. I love it.
Yeah, I'm liking this. And I was afraid I wasn't going to like it, but you know what? I really did. It went on so easy. And sometimes I have to use a little spoolie brush to like separate the lashes. I didn't have to do that. Separate the lashes. Oh, how was that going? Yeah, I didn't have to use anything. Nope. But let me pin it. I'm waiting to hear from Paige to see if we hear from Joe. Now there's a you're echoing. Right, it's echoing real bad. Yeah, it's echoing real bad. We're waiting to hear because there is some phone issues right now, and if we can't, we just won't do it. It looks great. I thought so. You know what, Lisa? And that's funny because my husband said to me too. He said, "What's going on with your eyes? Did you put on something different?" And I said, "No, I didn't put on nothing different." And he don't notice a lot. He said, "No, you did." And he thought I had on brown liner, and I don't. I have this on, and I'm liking it. And like I said, it's the copper brown. Okay. So Joe said he's getting a system error. And if we can't, oh, I could bring boxes if anybody wants to come up while we're waiting. If we can't do it, we're going to have to reschedule. Hey, Debbie, we'll have to reschedule for next week. And I have a feeling, this is because they're all getting new tablets. So we'll see. Wait a minute. Okay. And thank God Paige is here, so she's helping me, like messaging him, because this has been a mess till they all get these new tablets. It's a mess. Doreen. Oh, does Doreen want to come up? She's more than welcome to come up. If she did request, I didn't see it. But once you request, the boxes come back. I just put it down because nobody was up here with me. You don't want to? No, I'm kidding. So we're going to wait a couple minutes. We're going to see what happens with the call, if he can get through. If not, we're going to have to reschedule the call, but we'll continue the conversation, and anybody's welcome to come up. You know what, Lauren? I was in Walmart. It's funny. This is all new stuff. I was in Walmart. Not that I need it, girl. I was in Walmart yesterday, and I saw, so watch. This is only one of this. I have 4 of these. I have 4 of these. These are my lippies, okay? These are my different lippies. I have 4 of these. Oh my God, I don't want to drop it. That'll be a mess. So of course I needed a new one because I don't have enough. So I found this one and I fell in love with it. It's Maybelline. Is it Maybelline? I gotta get my readers on. Doreen, I have 4 of those, Phil, because I do promote for makeup companies. I used to do it live. So this is Mega Last by Maybelline, and I got this one, and it's neat. It's like a coral pink. Oh, we got a call. Okay, let's see.
This is Global Telling. You have a prepaid call from Simlick, an incarcerated individual at
All right, so we got it. And we'll continue after 2.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dot. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hey, Joe.
How's it going, Marge?
Pretty good. How's everything with you?
Everything's all right. I'm sorry about the delay. I don't know what was going on. The phones, it wouldn't let me enter in my code. It kept on saying system error.
Yeah, that was happening a lot when they were transferring over, to the new before they even got the new tablets. It's crazy.
Before they even got the new tablets, it's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I was telling Paige, I was trying to give her a call before I came on the live, and she, I couldn't get a hold of her. They kept on saying the same thing, and I'm like, okay, let me just try to restart it. And I restarted it a couple times, and it still wasn't working. And then all of a sudden, it just started working right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, well, that's good, because if we had to reschedule, I'm getting some feedback. So I'm hearing myself in the background, which is great. There it is. It's so much better now. So Keith actually had to cancel because he's feeling sick, and that's odd. He said he'll have to join me next week because he does the dog program, and after he was training with the dogs in the gym, he said he really felt sick, like a cold and fever, and he said a few of the guys are coming down with something.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he's not.
I hope he feels better.
I know. So, and he just had family weekend last weekend, and his wife and kids were there. So I think his wife wasn't feeling good, Jamie. So it could be he caught something, but he did say a lot of them are getting it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, usually that's what happens when something starts going around in here.
Absolutely, yeah,
right?
Unfortunately. They do. So everyone's saying hello. They're all saying hi, Joe. Welcome in. Everyone's saying hello.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
So so we're going to get started. So this is Joe. He's joining us tonight. We all know he's Paige's husband. So we're all excited. I'm so happy to have you tonight, Joe.
I'm really happy to be on. I've listened to your podcast on and off with Paige, and I'm really grateful to be here.
I know. And Paige, if you want to come up, you're welcome. That's totally your call. You can request and come up. When I do these, I don't usually take people up here. Thank you, Crunchy. I usually don't, but Paige, if you want, you're welcome to come up or request whenever. Okay, all right. So she's going to let you do your thing. I told you. Paige is like a good, oh my God, she's amazing. I adore Paige. I really do.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
That message and Secure Us is still not going to be half-hour calls. We still got 15 minutes with Secure Us too. They lied. They told us we were going to get 30-minute calls.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I remember that's what you were saying earlier. Yeah, okay. That's what I heard, too. That's like the rumor that was going on around here, too, was that when we got Secure, it was supposed to be 30 minutes.
Yeah, nope, it's 15. Which is crazy, but, it is what it is. We do what we have to, But
yeah, just gotta work through it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're here. So we're going to get started. So if everyone would tap the screen and share it out, we're going to get started with this. All right, Crunchy, thank you. Yeah, we were having a talk. I told you earlier, we were talking about that case I told you about, So we were talking about that beforehand. I came on a little bit earlier to get started. So we did some of that. We'll flip up, and then I will download this live, and this will go on to. I'll edit out the beginning, and this will go on the YouTube. So I'll send it to Paige, but she has my YouTube channel too. So Joe, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So my name's Joseph Simlick. I have been incarcerated for the last 16 years, so since 2010. I currently reside at Richard J. Donovan, and I'm from Northern California. I grew up in this little town called Calusa, and eventually I moved to, when I was like 15, I moved to this town, Yuba City, and that's where most of my family is. My family lives up north. I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and then obviously my mom, dad, grandparents. and I do have life without the possibility of parole. And yeah, I think that like my journey, I would love to share, my journey with everybody. And I can just say that for a long time I dealt with a lot of hopelessness, and I think that these last few years I've definitely gained a lot more confidence in myself, and I'm a lot more hopeful for the future. And I can just say that every day is a process for me, and I know that I'm evolving now, and I'll continue to evolve till the day I die. And I just want to say that I'm very grateful to be on the show and share all this with everyone.
Oh, thank you. And I heard from Richie also today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he messaged me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's good. Yeah, Richie's good people. I had like shared with him to let him know that that I was going to be on the live with you, and he was actually the only person that I told aside from my roommate.
Oh, okay. So for those of you that know, so Josh, John, Suave, they're over at Donovan also. They're different yards. Thank you, Crunchy. I appreciate you, friend. They're in different yards, but and I don't. You know of them. You don't know them, right? You don't. I mean, you don't have contact with them, right? Am I right in saying that?
No. Yeah, no, I don't. No.
Okay. Yeah. So he's in the same. They're all at Donovan. They're all at Donovan. So, all right. So, Joe, what was your childhood and home life growing up? What was that like? And like I said, we're not going to do all this formal stuff. We might not do all the questions because we did discuss the ones we're going to combine. So, if you want to just tell us a little bit about your life growing up.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to start with like the positives, because I did. So growing up, I had 2 sisters and a brother. I said earlier that I have 2 brothers, but my other brother Jared actually didn't come into my life till I was 15 years old. So when I was younger, growing up with my 2 sisters and brother, like I was very fortunate for that because we were all like around the same age, and I mean we were all within like 4 or 5 years of each other. So we were really close, and so I was really grateful for that. I got into sports at a really young age. I started playing t-ball when I was 5, and eventually I just kind of moved up. I really enjoyed playing baseball, and I really enjoyed playing basketball as well. Growing up, I used to go to the coast a lot with my grandparents. So every summer, when my grandparents retired, these were actually my mom's parents. They would always go to the coast, and I would go with them for the summer. I'd go with them for a month. Yeah, usually about a month before school started, and I would go and fish and go to the beach and hang out with them. They had a 5th wheel trailer, and those were like really good memories for me because my grandma and papa, they were together before he passed away of cancer. They were together almost like 60 years, and yeah, I learned a lot from them. Like they really showed me like what a healthy relationship looked like. I think my mom was a very hard worker. She provided for us. I mean, she raised us as a single mom because my parents divorced when I was, I think, 8 years old. And so, she really showed me what a hard worker looked like. And also, she always showed up for us, as far as like our sporting events, schooling events. Like, she was there a lot for us. And, I was really grateful for that as well. And as for like my dad, again, very hard worker. And honestly, he showed me a lot about stuff when it came to like adventure. He liked to fish. He liked to go camping, and kind of showed me like those traditions. And so like that another thing that I was really grateful for. But I think that some of the challenges, obviously, like growing up, there was domestic violence in the household. between my mom and dad. I think that, when they divorced when I was 8, it was really difficult because, well, first off, we saw my dad like once every other weekend, but also it kind of put us in limbo. We moved around a couple times before we kind of got settled in. And I think that after that divorce, like, I can't say that my mom and dad modeled like the best co-parenting relationship. Like, there was a lot of toxicity there, and there were times too when we would go to my dad's, and there was domestic violence there as well. There was a time where we got CPS showed up. Fortunately my grandma was there to come and get us, but there were challenges. There were definitely some challenges, and I think that a few of the things that came out of that was there were situations that, well, not only me, but like my siblings as well, that, I was put in like situations where I didn't really have much control. And so I felt very powerless. I felt like my feelings didn't really matter. And also, when I was 8 years old, I found out that I was adopted. And I later found out, my dad actually adopted me when I was 4 years old. And
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I never met my biological father. And so, I don't know, like, just growing up, seeing my siblings, I said that I was really close with them, and I was really close with them, but there was that part of me that questioned my sense of belonging, because my brothers and sisters have, blonde hair, brown hair, and like colored eyes, and here I am, like, brown hair, brown eyes, and that was something that I questioned. And I think that also I broke my teeth when I was a kid. I had big buck teeth. I got teased. My mom, being a single mom, she had to provide for us, and so there were a lot of times where she wasn't necessarily there. I had like a lot of freedom, and I was kind of left to my own devices, and I can't say that I was the most responsible. And there was disappointment. There was a lot of disappointment, and I do want to also say that, like, with that being said, I do understand that my mom and dad did the best that they could,
Right.
and I do want to honor that as well. But there were a lot of challenges, and I think that some of the messages that I internalized were just like, like I wasn't good enough, I was ugly, love was dangerous, and if someone wrongs me, I wrong them. And like, if you're not with me, you're against me. Like, these were things that I just kind of like internalized, from that.
Exactly. Yeah. So if we move on to the next question, but the phone's going to go out any minute. We're at 14:30, and it's going to. There we go. I have the clock on the phone, and it lets me know. So you want to call back?
Yeah, I'll call back right now.
Okay. I have these phone calls down, like I see the time going, so it's like, why even get into the next question? But welcome in, everyone. Thank you for joining. For all the new people, we are talking with Joseph Simlick. Actually, his wife is in the chat, my friend Paige. I love that he's doing this tonight with me. I know he's a little nervous. I told him, I said, it's just like a phone call with me and him. Crunchy, he's going to tell his story in a little bit. You didn't miss it. Nope, you didn't miss it. He's going to tell it in a little bit. But, so that's why my platform is Charged with Change. These men were charged with a crime, and now it's time for them to change. Joe was another one that was very young when he committed his crime, and he's amazing.
This is Global Telly.
He's graduated
You have a prepaid
college.
call from
And he listens in every week.
an
He listens in when we
incarcerated
do this
individual
with his
at
wife.
the R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility, San Diego, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Welcome back.
Okay, thank you, Marge.
I know we're touching on a lot of this, and if it seems repetitive, we can just keep going. But I have looking back, what influences or choices helped put you on the path that eventually led you to prison?
So I like this question because, we're all, individuals, and we have our way of internalizing things. And I think for me, like being around the domestic violence, growing up, it desensitized me to violence. And I don't mean just like physical violence, but also like verbal, emotional abuse, like stuff like that, gossip, manipulation, blaming. And for me, that became like a form of protection.
Right.
I think that the adoption, people not showing up in my life, I did feel like that feeling, that sense of like powerlessness, that sense of uncertainty. And I think that was something that really played a big role in my decision making, especially when it came to like seeking acceptance, getting high, trying to fix people. Also, like in my revenge thinking, that was a big thing. Anytime that I felt powerless, I instantly wanted to find some sense of power and control in my life. And I think that really led me to be very callous, very selfish, reckless, impulsive, irresponsible, like all these different things.
Right.
And yeah.
Okay, so without sharing anything you aren't comfortable discussing, can you tell us about the crime that brought you to prison?
Yeah, so I'll just give, kind of like I was sharing with you earlier, like I'll just give a little background. So,
Right.
When I was 20 years old, I got into a relationship with Kendall. Her name was Kendall Martin. And I actually knew Kendall from high school. I went to a school dance with her, and I never got into a relationship with her. But we ended up reconnecting when I was 20. And yeah, we started dating. And about a year after we started dating, she broke up with me. And I was very heartbroken. She had told me that she wanted space, and I didn't honor that boundary. I wanted to smother her. I wanted to know if and when we were going to get back together. And yeah, I would call her incessantly. I would look her up on Facebook and message her and DM her. And eventually, that feeling of like heartbrokenness went away. I started to feel very embarrassed. And eventually, when I got that sense of that she wasn't going to get back with me, I felt betrayed. And the feelings escalated very quick. And I wanted revenge against her. I wanted her to feel the same way that I felt. And, there was that part of me that I wanted to take her life, and I, like I said before, like I had her on Facebook, and, I was looking for that opportunity, and I saw the opportunity instead to hurt her just as bad by harming her parents. And so on July 30th, 2010,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I know this is hard.
I snuck in the window of her family's house and woke up her parents and I took Jack and Susan's life, and I ran out of the house and went back to my grandparents, which is where I lived at the time. It was about 45 minutes away from the Martin residence, and I got there. I showered, and I started thinking to myself about how I could get away with the crime. And I think I told you before, like, as soon as I had left, I was just telling myself, like, what did I just do? You know, what did I just do? And then that became, you know, how can I get away with it? And so I went into my grandpa's shed, and I took his gasoline tank, and it had gas in it. And I took off back to the house, and I cruised by to make sure that nobody was there. When I saw that nobody was there, I went around the corner and parked my car and went in the same way, through the side, through the back, and I poured gasoline on the house and set it on fire, and I left. And about less than 48 hours later, I got arrested. The cops and detectives showed up at my grandparents' house in the middle of the night, and when I came back, they were right there. As soon as I got out of the car, they approached me with their weapons and handcuffed me and put me in the car and took me to the Sutter County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Are you all right? You need a minute, or? I know this isn't easy to do.
No,
You got this.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. I did want to go into, you know, like the next part of just
Absolutely.
like afterwards.
Yeah, we
you know,
don't have to use the questions, Joe. We can just keep, you know, just tell you. Yeah, like we said, just finish it.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, like, so I you know, I was in county for a couple years, like about around 2.5 years, and I got approached. Shoot, it was like November or December of 2012, and I forgot to mention, like, when I was going through all the proceedings, like, I did. The DA eventually, like, they sought the death penalty for my case, and so you know, I was given like a special attorney, special investigator, along with the public defender and the, you know, public defender's investigator. And I think we got to like December of 2012, and we were getting, I think we were within like 5 or 6 months of like going to the trial. And they called me out and told me that the DA had offered a deal for life without the possibility of parole. And I was very naive to the law. I really didn't know too much, but I knew that signing for life without the possibility of parole in my mind at the time was better than getting the death penalty. And so, you know, they had told me that I had 24 hours to make the decision, and they told me, you know, that, you know, not to tell anyone about it, not to talk about it with my family on the phone. And so I slept on it. They called me out the next day, and I signed off on it. You know, I signed off for life without the possibility, and I went to sentencing about a month later, and the day of my sentencing, I went straight from sentencing to prison. The detectives literally threw me in the car. They took me to the county. They processed me out really quick. They threw my stuff in the back of their trunk, and they took me to prison. But I think that when I was going through that process of the sentencing, that, man, there was just so much shame. There was so much shame. There was so much guilt. I remember when I came into the courtroom that I looked up real quick and I saw everyone in there. I saw my family, and it was very hard for me to look anybody in the eye, because I was struggling. And I even when, Kendall and some of her family came up and they gave their victim impact statements, it was very hard for me to like look them in the eye, even though there were a couple of them, including Kendall, that forgave me. And, I think that something I've learned over, my, over this process and this recovery process and just gaining this insight is that they gave me a gift that day. And I just was too ashamed of myself to do anything with it at the time. And yeah, after that, I went to prison, and, that was when a whole nother journey started. And I think that for me, when I came to prison, it was just, I stayed general population. I didn't become sensitive needs when I first came to prison. And I think for me, I wanted acceptance, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to fit in my new environment. And, I was willing to, I say mostly because I was mostly willing to do whatever I needed to do, because I was willing to sell drugs. I was willing to make alcohol. I was willing to hold on to knives for people. I was willing to do all these things, but what I wasn't willing to do was I didn't want to hurt anybody else. Like physically, I didn't want to hurt anybody else. And in reality, I was still harming people, by using a cell phone, by holding weapons, all this stuff. Like these were all things that I was helping the criminal underground, or the criminal underworld. Like I was promoting that, and I was still harming people, even though I wasn't physically, harming people. And so I think that I didn't learn at that time. I hadn't learned anything from murdering Jack and Susan. I continued to cause harm. I continued to cause that negative ripple effect. And
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And yeah, that went on. I think that went on for about like almost 4 years. And I think that there was just like this moment where like in 2016, I went on C status, and C status is basically like, for those that don't know, it's kind of like you get all your stuff taken. You get your TVs taken, all your privileges, your canteen, all that stuff. You get it taken away from you. And I was on it for like 8 months, and I didn't have anything. And that honestly gave me a lot of time to self-reflect. I was getting really tired of all the anxiety and the stress that I was dealing with. I was burned out on it. I was tired of surviving, and I was just thinking about how like I don't want my life to be like this. I don't want to live this. I don't want to live like this the rest of my life, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to live like this, because I was already dealing with like panic attacks and freaking like heart arrhythmias and stuff like that, and like it would.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Before I keep going, can I just call you back?
Yeah, call me back. Okay. So Joe will be calling us back. The thing I know, Cindy, and the family did forgive him. The girl and the other family, the relatives did forgive Joe for what he did. He has so much remorse. I mean, that I believe he made himself sick. Thank you, Boss Mom, and welcome in everyone. I see everyone when we're having a conversation. I try to like say hi, but I can't like just stop. It is actually on YouTube. Okay. Oh, okay, Paige. And Paige there is my dear friend, And she's also Joe's wife. I actually started talking to Paige before I got friendly with Joe, and now Joe is such an amazing person.
An incarcerated
He really is.
individual at the R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility, San Diego, California. This call and your telephone
I
number
know,
will be
Cindy.
monitored and
Like,
recorded.
I spoke to
You
him
have a prepaid
Saturday.
call.
We had
You
such
will
a
not be
great
charged for this
conversation
call. To accept
today.
this call, thank you for using Global Tel Link.
There you go. We're back.
Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna say, like, I was dealing with like heart arrhythmias and stuff, and I knew that I couldn't do it anymore. It's just I didn't know how I was gonna go about it. Like, I didn't know how I was gonna leave because I was comfortable. There was that sense of like I know I just said that I was like stressed and anxious, but there was that sense of comfortability as well. As dysfunctional as that sounds, like even though all this was going on, like, I was able to get high when I wanted to get high. I was able to use a cell phone. I was able, like, there were these things, this sense of freedom that I did have, but yeah, and so it was just making that decision on how it was going to happen. And honestly, it ended up being a blessing because, so about a night, well, you know what, I'll just say this real quick. So my cellie at the time, I had told him that I was tired of, I was just tired of it. I was tired of all the BS, and I was ready to go. And I remember he looked at me all crazy, and he like told me, like, hey, you know what, like, honestly, Joe, like, if I wasn't like in the place that I am right now, like, I probably would have tried to hurt you. But he's like, I understand, and I'm kind of in the same boat as you, and so I think we should leave tomorrow. Like, let's go. And the time came, that next day came, and I remember the morning, he's like, okay, we're going to go at lunch. Well, lunch came around, or midday came around, and like nothing happened. And then nighttime came around, and he's like, hey, Joe, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm leaving. And he was an older guy. He was an old man. And he went up to Tokyo, and he never came back. And so about like a half hour later, the COs came to my door, and they were like, hey, Simlick, we need to cuff you up real quick. We gotta get your Sally's property. And that was my opportunity. I told him right there, I was like, you know what? Cuff me up too. I'm ready to go. And so they cuffed me up, and of course there was a lot of negativity when I was leaving. There was, people screaming out their door, yelling at me, calling me all these names and stuff. And I was just like, honestly, like, so much just came off of me right then and there. I felt just so much stress and anxiety come off me in that moment. And also, like, right before I left the cell, I actually was able to talk to my mom, and I had told her the story about, what happened that night, what happened the night that I took the lives of Jack and Susan Martin. And that was the first time that I had really, well, no, it wasn't, it was the first time that I had told anyone in my family about what happened that night. And I think that was like, I know that you had that question about, like, what does accountability mean to you today? And that was where that hit, that hit right there. It's been a roller coaster of a ride, but that right there was the moment where, being able to tell her that, being able to take that burden off myself and just take responsibility for, what I did that night. And I believe accountability is like action. That's what it means to me. It's an action sport. And, that was the beginning of me trying to figure out, like, what's going on with me? Like, how do I deal with these feelings, this shame, this guilt, and, like, how do I switch it up? Like, how do I change it into, like, true remorse and sorrow, And I think that was the beginning of me, like, kind of, like, trying to take care of myself, trying to do the right thing, trying to show up for the people in my life, trying to be productive. And, I know, like, right now in this moment, like, an OMCP mentor, and I know that every time I put that smock, that put on that smock that like people are, looking up to me. I'm a model, and I don't say that with arrogance. I just say that it is what it is, and so I think that's where that started for me.
Right. Absolutely. 1 second. Is it okay, Elma? I wanted to make sure it was okay.
So I did want to say too, and I told you I was hesitant about whether or not I was going to bring this up, but you know what? I want to say it because I truly believe that on that day that God looked out for me. God was talking to me. He was talking to me when the COs came to my door and got me that day.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking to me because about a day and a half later, someone was murdered on the yard. And
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Supposedly that person was supposed to be me. And so I think that was God talking to me that, it was time to go. It was time to move on. And, I'm thankful and grateful that I had the courage to do it.
Absolutely. That somebody was looking out for you that day. That, and it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yep. We talked about that earlier.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, we had such good conversation. I was telling Paige and everyone, like, how he could resonate with certain things. And today it was like, something kept telling me, ask him this, ask him that. And I never asked Joe his birthday. And I knew, though, remember, we talked about this a while ago. But today during our conversation, it was crazy. And to find out his birthday's the day I lost my son. Like, go figure.
Oh my gosh.
Or no. Paige, yes or no? I don't know. But definitely someone's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, Miss Ozark, you just came in. Absolutely. June 24th. My birthday's the 25th. June 24th is Joe's. June 24th is the day that Vinny passed away. Joe's your birthday twin?
Yeah.
Oh, Jess. Okay. Okay.
I look at it almost like, like the synchronicities, people are put in our life that are meant to be there, and so.
Yeah. And he mentioned that his grandma suffered with the same thing that took my son's life with the brain aneurysm. Like, No, Michelle, I was saying today when I was talking to Joe, and I knew his birthday from like before, but it just, I don't know. We talked so much. I think it went out of my mind, and something kept saying, ask him his age, ask him his birthday. And I kept asking him questions. It was bang, bang, bang. And it was, so Joe's birthday is June 24th. That's the day Vinny passed away. Everything happens for a reason. Yep. And Joe, that happened for a reason, that you moved, you got out of there. That's very.
Yeah. I actually, like, that's something too that, like, when I found out about that, there was like, it was kind of like heavy, it was heavy on my heart because, even though I'm still alive today, that, someone else lost their life.
Right.
And so it's just senseless, it's senseless, and, very unfortunate that had to happen.
Absolutely.
But like I said, there is a lot of gratitude, and a lot of gratitude.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Joe, was there a person, program, class, experience that really started changing the way you thought?
I want to share a couple of them because there's been like a few that have been really important. I mean, obviously, I have to say that, like, my family has always supported me from the beginning, so I always want to give them a shout out. They've always been there. They've always supported me no matter what, and they've shown me that unconditional love. So, I always am thankful for their support and that communication with them. But I think a big one for me was when I met Paige in 2021. I was in the beginning of my change process. I was in this program called like the Peer Literacy Mentorship Program, which it allowed me to be like a tutor, and I was able to help tutor guys to get their GEDs. And so I was around some dudes that were like positive and that were, on the path that, they wanted to get out of prison. Like there were a few of them that were lifers and stuff. And so that was, I got into that program at like the end of 2019, like right before COVID. And so I was kind of on that path already, but meeting Paige really she changed my outlook on things, because she really allowed me to dig into my feelings. I think processing my feelings is something that I've always really, really struggled with. And she was very patient with me. There were times where I was struggling with our relationship in here, like as far as like the distance, the fact that she had a kid, the fact that she had a baby dad, like all these things.
Right.
And I would seriously build up all these things in my head, like, oh my God, the distance, the potential of her baby dad coming back into her life, or, just like all this stuff. And I would really shoot myself in the foot. And I think that Paige was very, very patient with me, and she was very forgiving. She was very kind. She was very empathetic, and I'll never forget that. I tell her about it to this day, and she is a very big part of who I am today. Not that she defined who I am or any of that, but she has been a big part of my change process, and I'm very, very appreciative of her, because she's been there. She's been there for my PLMP graduation. She's been there for my OMCP graduation. She was in person for my OMCP graduation. She flew across the country to see me graduate.
See,
and
that's right.
She couldn't come to my college graduation, but she was there in spirit.
Yeah.
And she's been there. She's been there with me on all the success, and I really, really appreciate her, and I love her so much. She's an amazing woman. I think that another thing that really helped me was getting into OMCP. So OMCP, it stands for Occupational Mentor Certification Program. They have 6 training sites in the state of California. California is the only one that has this program. And literally what they do is they certify you to be a substance use disorder counselor. It's the only state that allows you to get a state certification. I'm certified with the state as a substance use disorder counselor. Now, my role in the setting is a mentor, but I have that credential. I actually have that credential right here on my wall. I'm looking at it. And that program really was able to open me up, because once again, yes, I was in my change process when I was in high desert, but it was a level 4. I hadn't known any other program except for level 4 programming. As you know, there's a lot of lockdowns, a lot of violence, not a lot of programs. And I ended up moving yards. I went from a level 4 to a level 3. And when I got to level 3, I was like a couple months later, I got approached. Literally, I came back to my cell, and there was an envelope underneath my door, and it said, there was a sticky note on the front of it, and it says, read and fill out either today or by Monday at the latest.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I opened it up, and it was an OMCP application.
Wow.
And I'll call back.
Call back, okay. So for those of you who are asking, I will have this tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon, it will be on my YouTube channel, and the YouTube is Charged with Change. And it's like every interview I did, ACEs, early childhood traumas. I have every one that we did is on the channel. So it's Charged with Change over on YouTube. So I have to upload this off of TikTok and I will download it onto YouTube, but it'll be here by tomorrow. And it'll be the top one because I'm all caught up right now. So Boston Nana, that's a question for Paige. I didn't go over that with him. I know he's life without parole. But I also know he was very young when this happened. Welcome in, Jim. How are you, friend? So, Paige, I don't know if you could answer Boston Nana. How are you, Jim? Thank you.
This is Global Link. You have a prepaid call from
Joseph Simlick.
And he's such a nice, like, I really enjoy talking to him. I really do. We had some good conversations.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. Thank you for using Global Link.
There we go. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, I had to log out because I saw that there was probably like 10 minutes left before I was going to log out anyway. So
for the hour, yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, I got that underneath my door, and I didn't know anything about OMCP. I didn't ask for the application. Like I know that you could do that. I did not do that. I was happy with PLMP, and I actually kind of asked around, like, what do you guys think? You know, I asked some of my coworkers. I asked one of the counselors. Like, I just asked around, like, what they thought about doing this, and then obviously I talked to Paige about it with it too, and I ended up filling out the form. I did the essay, I did everything, and I submitted it to the counselor, and I actually got called in a day later. I went into the counselor 2's office. I did the interview with the CC3 and the CC2 from California Men's Colony, CMC, and I got accepted. And everything happened so fast. You know, I went straight from being in high desert to being in CMC within like a week and a half. And unfortunately, in that process, Paige and I were supposed to have our wedding at High Desert State Prison, and our wedding got canceled. I think it was 2 days before we were supposed to get married. And so, you know, it threw that wrench in there. But you know, getting to CMC, you know, CMC is like, it's there's so much freedom there. There's so much freedom. It was like a college campus. And when I got there, I didn't necessarily feel like that because we were on COVID, but we were on like a COVID lockdown for the first couple of weeks. But once program came up, we ended up having a meeting. I got to meet all the guys from my cohort. There was actually 36 guys in my cohort, and we got to all meet each other. And that process, because what they do is they break you into groups of 12, and they take you through not only training, but they take you through like pretty much it's like therapy. Like they take you back through like life skills classes and stuff, and they want to know about your insight. Like we sit down with a counselor, and so I went through the life skills process, and I remember just being around everybody that I was around, like. They seemed so put together. They knew their stuff. And I'm going to be honest, like, I felt out of my league. You know, I felt out of my league because I hadn't been around individuals like that. Like I said, I had been used to a level 4, and, you know, people were hopeless. There were, you know, a lot of gang members, a lot of violence. And I got around people that, like, actually, like, communicated. They knew themselves. They knew their triggers. And, that was just an awesome experience for me to be able to see that. You know, that journey started in 2022, and I'm very thankful that I took that leap and that I got involved with the program because it really has helped change my life. And I think that the last person that I wanted to give a shout out to was Ronnie, and he was actually an individual that I met in OMCP. That he was my neighbor for a long time. And then when we moved yards, like we were still on the same tier together and everything. And obviously, you know, we were in the same cohort, so we saw each other all the time. But man, he he was very insightful for me. You know, he was somebody that he was like a sponsor. He was like a mentor to me. He was someone that I knew I could ask questions, who walked the walk.
Right.
You know, he was someone who walked the walk, and he's someone that I still am in contact with. He's out there doing really good. He ended up paroling almost 3 years ago, and he has a job at a treatment center called Centerpoint. He's a supervisor. He's just the embodiment of, you know, what it means to get out, and not only get out, but get out and be very successful. And he's someone I know I can rely on and that I can talk to, and that is an integral part of my life.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. So, Joe, what is something about yourself that's difficult to admit before you could really begin changing?
I think for me it was like admitting to the circumstances of murdering Jack and Susan. I think for a long time there was like this denial. Like I really avoided like the whole truth. You know, I was lying to myself. I told myself that I went to their house that night because I wanted to get my property. Like I still had some stuff at their house, and I wanted to get my clothes, my shoes, all that stuff. And you know, I told myself that it just got out of control from there. Like I was there for that, but then the dog started barking, and all this stuff started happening, and then I got approached and I defended myself, which wasn't the truth. You know, the truth was that I was there because I wanted to take their life. You know, I was there because I wanted revenge, and I was there because I wanted to cause Kimbo as much pain as I felt at the time that I was feeling. And so just that denial and that self-dishonesty, it was just vicious. And like every time I would tell myself, I knew I was lying. You know, I knew I was lying. I knew I was lying to myself, and there was just so much inner conflict. And, you know, and when I finally just admitted to what actually happened, there was just so much, I don't know, just so much came off my chest. You know, I actually did that. I actually did that when I was in OMCP. Like I got called out by the counselor that we had, and I think we were doing like victim impact, and it was like we were going over homicide, and he really challenged me because I wasn't willing to. Well, at the time, like I was having a hard time talking about, you know, my crime, and he pushed me. He like pushed me. He's like, hey, you know, like. In front of a bunch of people, like I was having a hard time doing it, and he was just like, hey, you know what? He's like, can you even name their names? Can you even say their names? Can you even say what you did? And like, he put me in the hot seat, and I was just, my face got red. I was upset. I was embarrassed. I was just, oh my God, all these things. And I'm just like, I was just like, yeah, I stood up. I didn't stand up, but like I sat up in my chair, and I'm just like, yeah, I can. And I just came out with it, you know. And that was the hardest thing for me, though, for sure.
I'm sure. So, Joe, a lot of people here, and I don't know, I'm sure like Paige gets the same. So what I do, a lot of people think you guys are in prison. You sit behind bars and, you know, you're on a phone connected to a wall and you just do nothing all day. You know, you just wait for meals to be served. A lot of people thought that before I started doing this, you know, like you see in a movie. But you went to college. You know, you do things. So could you tell us a little bit about college in prison? Because there is a thing, college in prison.
Oh,
and I saw your graduation picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, college has been, wow. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey because, so before I got arrested, I was actually in college. I was at this college in Rockland, California called Sierra College. And honestly, I went to college because I thought that it would impress my family. I didn't do it for me. I was doing it for them, and I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, I really didn't want to make that commitment, but it made me feel good that I was doing something that, you know, my family, because a lot of people in my family, they do have educations. You know, there's teachers, there's lawyers, there's nurse. My mom's a nurse. Like, there's people that are educated in my family, and I wanted to live up to those expectations. Like, I built that up for myself, and anyway, I just wasn't ever really fully committed. And when I came to prison, I think, I'm going to be honest, the first person that I ever saw doing college or heard about doing college was Tommy. You know, I know Tommy's come on your show a few times, Tommy Trevor.
Everybody knows Tommy.
Yeah, I was with him in Salinas Valley, and I remember seeing him. He would talk about, like, doing his schoolwork, and he was the first person. I didn't know anyone else that was in college. And when I eventually made the transition from general population to SNY, when I got to High Desert, like, I heard that they had college classes, and so I told myself, like, man, like, I want to do something positive. Like, I want to do this. I want to get into college. And it got really challenging and really, it was really difficult because I had life without the possibility of parole, and at the time there wasn't the availability of classes. There just wasn't very many. And so anytime that I would sign up, they would always tell me, they're like, well, you're at the bottom of the list. You know, you're at the bottom of the list, and I'm just letting you know, like, the chances of you getting in are probably pretty slim unless you just get really lucky. And so, like, I tried for, like, I think 3 years, something like that, 4 years. And eventually, when I was in PLMP, I actually talked to my PLMP instructor. And when I switched from the level 4 to the level 3 at High Desert, I was able to get 2 classes in Lassen Community College. And that was kind of my foot in the door. Once I got my foot in the door, it's been easier. You know, I was able to do Lassen Community at High Desert, Cuesta when I got to CMC. And so CMC was the first time that I was in classes in person. And I think that for me, it was very...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I hadn't been in a classroom with people like that, where, like, people were wanting to learn, where you had an instructor, like a professor that was really good, and it was the experience, you know, getting to know my classmates, the communication aspect of it, and just being in that setting, like, it really motivated me. It motivated me to want to, you know, get my degrees, but also, like, learn at the same time. I think that for me, school's been very important because it allows me to think outside the box. It allows me to use, like, my critical thinking skills, or really developing my critical thinking skills. And I think that was something that I struggled with for a long time, you know, is that I was very impulsive. You know, I didn't think things through. And, you know, like, I know that we do have, like, all these groups in here that are offered that we can get involved with. And those also, you know, help you as far as, like, you know, restructuring your thoughts and stuff like that. But I feel like college, like, getting that education, it really allowed me to think on, you know, a different wavelength. And I'm very appreciative. I'm appreciative for the experience, and I'm really appreciative for the experience with, like, the instructors and stuff. Like, I've had so many people on my journey that have helped me, and there was actually, like, this college, she was a college counselor. She was actually a doctor. Her name was Dr. Lawler. She worked with Lassen, and so when I was doing Lassen correspondence classes, which is where I actually got my first degrees from, she was very helpful in the process. She was very helpful when I needed certain classes, when I needed help getting a hold of my professors. Like, she was able to plug me in. She was able to give me the answers that I needed. And that really showed me that people care. You know, that people care about us. That it's not just people in here, but people out there. They care about us. And that was even further demonstrated when Dr. Lawler actually flew down from Susanville, California, which is way up in Northern California, she flew down here to San Diego and she attended my graduation.
Wow. Oh,
And
wow.
And so
You have 60 seconds remaining.
it was really good to get to meet the person that had really assisted me through, through all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like she really helped me out, and so I'm
Absolutely.
so grateful. And I don't know if that completely answers the question,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
that's really what education meant to me.
And before you have to call me back,
Let me
people
give
are
you a call
saying,
back.
they're saying weak here. See?
Okay.
All right. Let them call me back. Thank you. Dash Mom, hi. Oh my God, such a good, and I'm not going like strictly down the line, because guess what? I'm just like, he's answering a lot of the questions that, there was 3 questions and he answered it with the one, comment. I know. He's accomplished so much between college, the classes that he does. He really does. So he is in this, for those of you that don't know, he's in the same prison as Suave, Josh, John. And that's right, I totally forgot. Tommy and him know.
This is
Oh, you're
Global
good.
Tel
You're
Link.
good, Dash
You
Mom.
have a prepaid call from
Because I remember Tommy was talking, I think, and Paige was listening in with him, and I think that's how he recognized him.
San Diego, California. This
Tommy
call
knew
and your
everybody.
telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
So, Joe, you have a bunch of people here that say they care, so you absolutely have people standing behind you.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm so grateful, and I know there is. I do know that there is, and I see that more and more every day. Like, especially, like I was saying, like some of the groups, some of the outside sponsors, like the people in here that dedicate their time to, helping us, evolve and, giving us that hope. And
Right.
I know there is. I know there's a bunch of people out there advocating, and they care.
Yeah. A Prison's Wife podcast. We love you, Joe. It's right. Yeah. And I have, I do this like every week. I do it every Thursday and Friday. And I have such a great group of friends here. And that's what they're my friends. And they love this. They love what, I started doing this with Keith. He was just, I don't know, Keith. People think like we're related. I never met the man. I met him through someone who was in prison with him. And she was a friend of mine. And that's how I met him. But, she decided she didn't want to do this anymore, and we just kept going, me and Keith. And and this is a man, he messages me, he calls me mom. He tells me he loves me every night before he goes to bed. I never met him. But he's so important to me. Like, he means the world to me. My daughter got sick, and I had to get her to the hospital, going back like a year or so ago, with kidney stones. He kept calling my phone, and I couldn't answer because I'm in the ER, and he was like, I need to make sure my sister's okay. I need to make sure and his wife had to tell him, Jamie had to say, like, relax. She can't answer a collect call while she's in the hospital right now. Like, calm down. But that's how, it's just amazing. It really is. And I forgot, that you knew Tommy, because that's right. When he was up here talking the one time, I believe you were listening with Paige, and you heard him.
Yeah.
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 I met Tommy through Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good friends. Yep.
Yeah, I was.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah, I was with Tommy in Salinas Valley for a couple of years, and I remember when Paige was telling me about your show, and she was telling me about who was on there, and I remember that I was listening, and I was like, I recognized the voice, and I was like, man, Tommy, that sounds like Tommy Charver. And I remember I asked Paige, I was like, hey, do you know who that is? Like, what's his last name? And then she told me, and I was like, yeah, I know Tommy. Like,
I know.
Yeah. It's a small world.
I know. And for a while, Tommy was like, he's busy now. Of course, they're expecting a baby. He's going to have a baby.
Oh, okay.
And I think next month. Well, yeah, September. So pretty soon. And but
Oh, wow.
before he met his, his now girlfriend, he was on my lot every night. He would join me every single night. He was always driving somewhere, and I used to be like, "Oh my God, like, aren't you tired driving?" And he was like, "Marge, I was locked up for a long time. I don't mind driving," because he drove for hours, hours and hours, and it was like it was nothing, to him. But
Yeah.
yeah. So, Joe, how has education changed the way you view yourself, your crime, and your future?
So, I want to answer that question, but can I go back really quick? 'Cause
Sure.
there was something you were saying earlier. You were talking about like how people think that we just sit in here and we look at the wall or we talk on the phone, or
Yeah.
like there's not resources or there's not opportunities, and I think that and we have just there's a wealth of opportunities in here. There's so many groups, the AAs, the NA, CGAs, the Lifer Support Alliances, the Pathway to Kinship, like all these different groups that they have, and obviously they got college, I think there's like 12 or 13 prisons now that have bachelor programs. I mean, that's what I'm waiting on right now. I'm waiting to do the application process for UC Irvine and move to another yard. And I think that we have Edovo on our tablets. Like, we literally have Edovo. Like, Edovo has so much stuff on there. You can learn how to do just about anything on there. They have vocations on there. They have HTML training. They have artificial intelligence. They have all this stuff. And, like, we have a wealth of resources, at our disposal if we want to use them and if we want to grow. And so, I think that I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm sure a lot of people may know that, and those that don't, like, I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, and absolutely.
There are a lot of, opportunities for change. And I think, to go to your question about what has education done for me as far as, what was the question again? What has education done for...
Yeah, how has
how I view
education
myself,
changed the way you view
or
yourself,
my
your
crime?
crime, and your future? Yeah.
So, I think a big one for me, especially with my crime, is like, so we do this thing in victim impact. It's like understanding the 4 areas of impact, and it's like we go through financial, emotional, spiritual, and psychological. Like, we go through or physical, excuse me. We go through all these things, and it really helped me understand the ripple effect of my crime.
Right.
It really helped me understand that, it wasn't just Jack and Susan, that I affected, but it was also their family, their friends. They, lost their parents, they lost their grandparents, they lost their friends, they lost, people that were very important to the community, and I affected the community as a whole. Like, that doesn't change, that's still ongoing. Like, the Martin family still has to live with this, the community still has to live with this, and honestly, something that I didn't take into account for the longest time, because they've been there for me, is my family. My family was affected by this so much.
Sure.
And so it really allowed me to see that and acknowledge that, I put this out there, I inflicted this pain. But I think it also really helped this, like, just education, the groups, the college, is that it's also allowed me to have some compassion for myself, that yes, I did do this. I did commit this crime, and I did murder Jack and Susan, but it doesn't have to define me.
Right.
I don't have to label myself. I don't have to sit in that shame and label myself a murderer or an addict or a gang member or any of these things that, that I saw myself as. And I think that that's really helped me see myself in a different light. Like,
Right.
I feel like I have a lot more self-esteem. I have a lot more direction, and I want to really move towards the things that I value. You know, I value my family. I value my sobriety. I value my education, and those are things that I want to continue to move towards, and that has me very hopeful for, you know, the future.
Right.
Even if, you know, I mean, laws are changing, regulations are changing. There's a lot of stuff going on in legislation. And so, like, I really do believe that, you know, there is a potential that I could one day get out of here.
Yeah.
But even if I don't get that opportunity, you know, I'm going to continue to live my life to the fullest and honor Jack and Susan. And, I mean, that alone has me hopeful for the future. And I don't want to say that it's easy, because it's not easy. You know, those feelings of hopelessness, they do, you know, they do come in. And, you know, seeing my family get older, you know, seeing Paige, you know, deal with things as a single mother, all these things, you know, like they affect me, you know, and I think that just
Absolutely.
staying in the present moment and just continuing to push forward. You know?
Yeah.
That's it.
So how do you measure rehabilitation when someone is still incarcerated?
I look at it like this. I look at it as like what I'm doing in here is the same thing I'm going to be doing out there. So what I mean by that is that most likely if I'm getting high in here, I'm probably going to be getting high out there.
Right.
And so, like, as far as rehabilitation, I look at it as like, if I'm being of service in here, if I'm being responsible, I'm upholding my commitments, I'm doing the things that I need to do, I'm staying in contact with my family, I'm communicating, you know, I'm mindful of the things that I'm doing. Like, these are all things that I feel like are the same things that I'm like doing right here, are the same things that I'm going to be doing out there. Like, I don't think there's any difference.
Right.
Like, I feel like sure, you know, out there, like, there's some things in here that we kind of just get handed. Like, we get ducats to go to the things that we need to go to. Like, they give us direction. Out there, we kind of got to do that on our own. But I feel like if I'm honoring those responsibilities, you know, and I'm you know, being responsible and being accountable for me, that's going to translate into the outside world.
Absolutely.
And so, I don't know, that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, I agree. And I know we touched
Your
on
call
this,
and
but
your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I don't know if you want to add to it, but it's like, what do you think people on the outside misunderstand about incarcerated people and their ability to change?
I think that it kind of like goes to what I was like saying earlier. Like, I think that I think that people get caught up in like pop culture and TV shows and movies and stuff, and think that like, you know, prison is nothing but like, you know, there's nothing but like violence and stuff like that. And like, don't get me wrong, like there are incidents in here. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, there's things that go on in here, but I mean, there's plenty of things that go on out there too. You know, I think that's just life. You know, there's going to be miscommunication. There's going to be fights. There's going to be violence. And not saying that, you know, that I necessarily agree with that, but it's just that stuff happens. And I think that the fact that we have all these resources.
Right.
You know, we have a lot of resources in here, and if we want to change, like, there's definitely the resources in here that we can change. You know, we do have jobs in here. We do have, you know, self-help groups in here. We have college in here. Like, there is direction. There is responsibility. Like, I almost look at it as, now I kind of just look at it like we're in our own little town. We're in our own little microcosm.
Right.
Like, this is like its own little community, its own self-sustaining community. We, you know, have people that go and work, that make our food, that have jobs, that keep this place going, and we have groups, all that stuff. Like, yeah, sure. Are we behind an electric fence, behind a wall? Like, do we have a small cell? Yeah, but I mean, it's a community within a community, you know, and so.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I choose to look at it.
So you know Josh and John, who join me on Thursdays, you know what John says? That man kills me sometimes. He says, just think of it like this, Marge. I'm in a gated community. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my
exactly.
God.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. It's exactly what John says to me. I'm like, oh God, John. But it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I seriously, I honestly, Marge, I try to look at it like that because, yeah,
You have 60 seconds remaining.
there are things that go on, and hey, you know, it's just,
Right.
that's, you know, and,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. Oh, I'll call you back
Call
right
me
now.
back. Okay. Oh gosh, I know, right, Alma? That's what John does. He tells me that, and I'm like, you kill me, dude. Like, he's funny. But see, they do. They have, what is he in for? He's in for murder. Yeah. But he was young, and he knows what he did, and, you know, he's changing his life, and there is change. There really is. There really is change. And I see certain people that I talk to, and most of you know it's usually, I don't have any females. I think I have one person, but most of them are men, and some of them touch me where, you know, I keep in touch with them after, and Joe is one of them, and of course I know his wife, and that's not the reason, trust me. I've been friends with Paige for a while, and I never spoke to Joe. Joe has been, I just started talking to Joe a lot lately, and I really enjoy it. You know, I have another son. Like, I don't know, it's how I look at it. There you go. Oh, these 15-minute calls.
I know, they're awesome, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, right? We can't complain. We have calls, you know.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Mm-hmm. So we have, let's see. What would you say to someone who believes you committed the crime, so nothing you've done since matters? That question drives me crazy, but it's a question.
I would say that, honestly, I would say that, you know, people are entitled to their opinion. I think that, you know, if someone commits a crime, sure, they need to be held accountable and be responsible for their actions and stuff. But I also believe that people can change.
Yep.
You know, people can change. I've seen it firsthand. I see it every day. Like I told you, like some of the people that I've seen get out of here that were lifers, that were once hopeless, that once were committing all kinds of crimes. Crime is, once they got in here, not only the crime that they committed out there, but we're committing crimes in here as well. And we're getting in trouble, and now they're out there and they're productive members of society. And I would just say to that individual, you know, hey, you know, like you're entitled to that opinion, but, you know, maybe look into it a little bit more, you know, maybe be a little bit more open-minded.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know, do you remember, I don't know if you might have been on the phone, you might have heard, but I did interview Junior, the founder of Gang Anonymous.
I never got to listen to it, but I remember you were telling me about it.
Yeah, I had Junior on, a very nice man. I really enjoyed that interview. He came, of course, up on the live in the box, but I didn't realize, you know, when we were doing it until the day before that he was the founder of that, and you all follow that, you know.
I wanted to ask you, is that still? Do you still have that posted up on your YouTube?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Okay, I'll have to have Paige.
I'll send it to Paige.
So I can listen to it. 'Cause,
yeah, I'll send it to Paige.
Honestly, when I'm listening to you and someone that's like out on the streets, I can hear you guys perfect. It's just when you're interviewing someone in here, I can't hear them. I can
Right.
hear you perfect. I just can't hear the person in here.
Yeah, and that's on a lot of people. You know, when we do it, I listen to someone else who her boyfriend is in prison, and when the guys try to listen, they can't hear it. You know, so I don't. It's just because it's going from phone to phone. You know what I mean? And it's easier if you're listening to somebody like up in the box with me, or. But yeah, I'll send it to Paige. Absolutely, I just wrote it down to send that off to Paige.
Okay. Thank you
Yep,
very much,
absolutely.
Marta. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. So, what does redemption and second chance mean to you?
So I remember when you sent me that question. I remember seeing it, and I mean, honestly, redemption. Like, I could tell you that, you know, getting out of prison and going out there and making a difference, making my living amends, like all that stuff. Like, I could say, like, I could go to that, but like really, I think that like my redemption story and my second chance is like it's honestly going on right now. You know, I think that the life I'm living right now,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
you know, I'm educating myself. I'm a mentor. You know, I love my family. I get to see them. I love talking to them. My relationship with Paige. All these things are things that like I never thought were possible in here. And I think that just that shift in my like mindset, you know, has provided that opportunity at, you know, looking at prison as a gift instead of looking at it as like a death sentence. You know, I think that's where the redemption and like the second chance is for me, is just making that shift, because, you know, I could have just said screw it. You know, I could have just said that my life's over, and I could have just kept living that same lifestyle, which, you know, I could have ended up dead,
Right.
you know, or whatever. Whatever else could have happened too, like, you know. And so, yeah.
Yeah. And they do get, so Joe does get family weekends too, because a lot of people didn't know that this even existed. Because not every state has that. But they know, like, recently, Keith just had family weekend. They've seen pictures, you know, of like Christmas time with him, his wife, and the girls. And a lot of people were like, I thought you said he was in prison. He is, but it was family weekend. And this past weekend, I talked to you because you helped me with that, because I was confused on how Suave had, what did I say, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He had family visit, and he's over. Yeah, because I thought it was only Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I didn't know they split it up.
Yeah. So it's different. It's different. Like, some prisons, they have different days. I know here at RJD, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then they changed it because it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But now it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, those visits family visits are game changers. Yeah, it's a game changer. You know, being able to, you know, be in the bungalow with, you know, your loved ones and be able to eat like home cooked meals and just hang out and relax and just kind of just decompress. You know, it really is. It's amazing. And like you said, Jake, I think there's only 3 states that offer it. I think it's California, New York, and Washington. That's it.
Oh, California, New York. So that was a question. California, New York, because I didn't know. Yeah, I know it's not every state. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 states, 3 out of the 50.
Right. Because like and like Suave, I don't know if you know, but I'm just writing them down because I get asked that question. Suave has throat cancer, stage 4, and he's in Donovan. And like he said, this past week, he hasn't been feeling good. And he's on with me every Thursday faithfully. And I tell him, take a day. You don't need to be here all the time. And he says the show must go on. But he's so thick-headed with that. Because if you don't feel good, you don't feel good. But he had his family weekend this past weekend, and he said like it felt so good to be able to get like normal food. He needed boost because he can't eat, and do you know the prison won't allow it with the cancer? He can't get booster
Oh,
insure. You have to be. I think this is so bizarre. You have to be a certain BMI to get that. Because a lot of
yeah,
people here in my chat, my friends, they wanted to pay for it and send it. Him and his wife would never accept anything. That's how they are. But they wouldn't allow him to have the booster insure. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's really hard. It's really hard to get that stuff. Yeah,
Right.
it's really hard. You got to have like, yeah, I recently tried to, because I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a pacemaker. And,
Oh, I didn't.
I was trying, yeah, I got it about, well, shoot, it's been 3.5 years now. But
Ah.
I was trying to, the cardiologist had recommend, a low sodium, like high protein diet. And so I went through that whole process with the dietitian. I went and saw her, and pretty much she told me that unless you you have like stage whatever, what is it, kidney failure,
Mm-hmm.
what'd she say? She said like kidney failure, liver failure, like you can't, like they would not give me they wouldn't give me boost, they wouldn't give me insure, they wouldn't give me a special
Right.
diet. And so, yeah.
Yeah, that's like Suave. He has stage 4. He has stage 4 throat cancer, and he can't eat sometimes, and they won't let him have it. His BMI has to be a certain number. And there was a nurse in here who's a friend of mine. She comes in chat kid, and she works for a prison in, I want to say, Missouri. She's a nurse, and she said the same thing. It has to be a certain BMI. Well, he wind off losing 9 pounds in 4.5 days, and I think they gave him some, but unless he stays under that BMI, he's not getting it. And we offered to send it, and they don't even. Nope, you can't even say nope. So his wife is working with one of the doctors to see what can be done, but it's sad, It's sad.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's real. That's real sad.
Yeah. So if you were given the opportunity to return home someday, what kind of man would you want to be, and would you want to contribute to your community?
Well, I would want to obviously, be productive, be responsible. Like I would want to get out there and I'd want to work. I would want to provide for Paige, for my family. I'd like to give back to them and, help out in any way that I can and spend time with them. I would love to, go out on vacation, go do all those things. I didn't travel a lot when I was a free person, and I just all that, like I just want to be responsible and productive, and obviously too, I would love to give back. I'd love to donate, and I really believe that, like, sports, I always think back to like playing sports when I was a kid, and what that meant, like how good it was for my mental health. And I just always felt very I felt like all my issues like were gone when I would play baseball, when I would play basketball. Like I just love doing that, and I see that being something like an outlet for kids, and so I would love to, dedicate my time to, I don't know, like coaching a team or doing something with sports, doing something with like a sports program,
Right.
and dedicating my time to something like that. I would love to do something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I didn't realize you had a pacemaker. I'll be honest with you. I really didn't realize you had a pacemaker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. Like 3.5 years ago. My heartbeat. They put on a heart monitor, and my heartbeat got below. It was like, I don't know, like 28 beats per minute or something when I was sleeping. And so they were worried. And that was like the same time, I don't know if you follow football, but that football player for the Buffalo Bills, DeMar Hamlin, when he fell out on the football field and they had to resuscitate him on the field, they had to shock him, and they were kind of comparing, like they're like, yeah,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
the sinus node in your heart isn't functioning right, and it's kind of the same thing that happened with him, I guess. So
Yeah.
that scared me. Yeah, that definitely scared me.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just to the question, just just living life to the fullest, and just trying to honor, Jack and Susan in the best way possible, and just trying to live life.
Yeah, I love that. We so we're on the last question, and it's going to go out any minute. So do you want to call back instead of waiting? It's going to tell us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me give you a call back right now.
Call me back. All right.
Okay. Hi, Mark.
I really enjoyed this tonight. I really did. Yeah, and I agree, Paige. I think that would be great. I really do. And he was nervous to do this with me. Go figure. Oh my God. And he was nervous to do this. I told him it's just like me and you talking on the phone. It was so funny. We talked for quite a bit this afternoon too. It was nice. Oh my God, Cindy, no you didn't. Poor Parker.
An incarcerated individual at the
I know Parker.
Correctional
Oh my
Facility,
God.
San Diego, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Okay, we're back. But so Joe, when this live ends tonight, what's one thing you hope people remember about you?
So so it's funny. So my my old roommate, he was my roommate for almost 2 years. His name's Andrew. He moved to Echo Yard. He went to E Yard.
Oh, okay.
And he's also a mentor too. He he's going to be in that position over there as well. And I told him I was going to be on here, and he was telling me about just be conscious of your message, right? And I think I came into this. My message was I want to inspire hope. I want people to see me, and I don't see myself as anyone special. I just look at myself as someone that has taken the opportunities that have been given to me and taken advantage of them. And that's what I want to inspire, is just like that hope that that I understand that there's a lot of things going on. I know that hopelessness can creep in. I know the pain, the debilitation. Like, I know all that can create, and just know that there are opportunities in here, and there is an opportunity to create a life in here for ourselves, and I don't know, prepare ourselves to get out there, or just I don't know, just be as happy and hopeful as possible in here. Like, the optimism, I think that was kind of like the message that I wanted to put out there. Is that, the crime that we commit, it doesn't define us.
Right.
And, just gotta keep pushing forward, and I don't know, that's what I try to do on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Like I said, it's not easy, but, I know that I have the tools and the support that, I can push forward. I am going to be all right, even when, I'm not having my best day, or life shows up, that roller coaster comes around, like, I know I'm going to be all right.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so, that's kind of what I wanted to put out there.
So who was that went over to Echo Yard? Because that's where Josh and John are.
Yeah, Andrew Sanchez.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure you've probably met him by now.
Probably, because they're all doing the
there's
same
only a
thing.
couple buildings over there.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm sure that they've probably met him. But yeah, he's a real motivated. He's motivated. He goes to his board hearing here soon, and so I think there's a good chance he's going to get out. And yeah, he's a real positive person. I was real thankful to have him as a cellmate for the last couple of years.
Right, right. Oh, that's amazing. And there's a question. Let me see. Lisa, I don't know. Joe does. So, Joe, you don't have any. I know some yards on where you're at. They do the dog
This call
program.
and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They have a dog program, but not where you are. Correct? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, no, there's no. So there's a dog program on Echo. You're on E-Yard, yeah, but there's because so A, B, C, and D were like it's called like the main facility. See, E-Yard is its own facility. They're up like on the hill. It's kind of like perched above our yard, and they have it, but none of the A, B, C, and D yards, like none of them have the dog program.
Yeah, and it is, and the one that does E-Yard, it isn't through Wiley's Wish. It's a different program. I'm trying to think who they are. It's
Yeah, I'm
it's
trying to remember the name of it. Like Pause for Life.
yes,
It's
yes,
called
that's
Pause
right.
for Life.
We spoke about that on the weekend. Yep, because I'm waiting for Angel to get back. She just got back because she has to get in touch with me about what we talked about, the dog program with your friend. When he that I said I would, so I will be messaging you this weekend about that. But yeah, so it is Paul. That's right, because it isn't Wiley's Wishes. Wiley's Wishes is over at Pleasant Valley, and there's another one, Soledad, and I don't know who else. I know there's another one, but
So, and that's the thing too, Marge, is that, like from what I understand is that all those programs have different there's different reasonings for the dog program. Like I know here the Pause for Life, they make the dog, or so they train the dogs to be like support animals, right?
right,
But I remember when I was in Salinas Valley, they had the dog program there, but they were just training the dogs for adoption. That's what they were saying, was that they were training the dogs to have them adopted.
yeah,
And so I think there's a different, I don't know.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so some of them are for adoption and some of them are for, service dogs, and it depends, Right now they're doing a lot of adoption and then they go off to, I told you my daughter works with a place that does that. And her dogs, she loves that they train in the prisons because she said they come back and then they go to the next step. You know what I mean? So, and they're more service dogs. Then when they get back there, they really train on campus. But like she said, that one-on-one with the prison, she loves it because you guys are, you have a lot to give to these dogs, They're with them 24/7. They're not locked in cages. So they rather have someone, my daughter says, I love the dog program. I'd rather have my dogs be there than train with it, just a regular trainer. Yep.
Yeah, I know. I was telling you about my friend, my coworker, Victor. He recently, a couple months ago, he got found suitable, and that's why I was asking you about the whole job thing, because he's a trainer, and I know that he always speaks. He's very big about that because he talks about how it was able to create so much empathy. For him, able to, be so much more empathetic because of the dogs, and he talked about that all the time. He's like, man, that program just did wonders for me.
Yeah, absolutely. But does anybody have any questions for Joe? We only had that one, which is good. Everybody's really listening and paying attention. But every question that came up, we already talked about. We did really good with this. And I like sometimes, that you lumped a few questions into one because it was it's so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really, Marge, I really appreciate you having me on. And I really appreciate this opportunity because I think that anytime that I can, share my story and, even if it just resonates with one person, that's,
right.
I'm okay with that, and so
absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Oh, wait a minute. We got the no questions. But I want to thank Joe for sharing his story with us. Oh, thank you, Rainbow Grandma. I really enjoyed listening to him. Thank him for me. Sandy K says thank you. We got so much positivity here. Oh, wait, we do have one. And I don't think I asked. Real quick before we end it. So how did Paige and Joe meet? If it's not being too much.
So, so in 20...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Good question.
You know, we had COVID going on, and I remember that, like, I wanted to meet someone. You know, I did. Like, I never really had that thought, but that was something that came up, and you know, I remember talking to some people about it, and I took that leap of faith, and I submitted my profile to this organization, like a pen pal website, and honestly, the same day it was posted, Paige reached out to me, and we hit it off and just connected, and that was how we met.
I thought so, but I wasn't sure. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Yeah. See, it was meant to be.
I'll say this: that I'm happy about the tablets, but I do miss, you know, the letter writing and stuff. I know that that's kind of gone by the wayside with the tablets and stuff. But the one thing I don't miss is I don't miss the week to 2 weeks in between letters and stuff. And
Right, exactly.
I don't miss all that, but yeah, you know, it was, you know, sparks flew the moment that I started writing her, and, you know, like I said before, like, I can't tell you how appreciative and grateful I am for her. And so,
yeah, and she says first time she ever wrote somebody, see?
Yeah.
I love that, Paige. But that's amazing. Well, Joe, it's been such a pleasure. I'm so glad we did this. I told you I didn't want you to be nervous. I know it can be nerve-wracking. And I love that you did it. I love that you joined me, and I really appreciate it.
Me too, Marge, and you make it very easy. And so thank you.
Oh.
You know, thank you for the opportunity, and yeah, you're a great moderator.
Oh, thank you. And everyone's saying thank you for sharing, Joe.
I appreciate everybody for listening, and I appreciate, you guys, letting me tell my story and, listening to it. And yeah.
Oh, and he'll join us again. He'll join us again. We do, I circle back to people, we check up and see how they're doing. So I'm sure Joe will join us again down the line.
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right.
Anytime. I would love to, Marge.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Joe, I will message you tomorrow, and we'll touch base over the weekend.
Okay.
All
take
right.
Take care, Marge, and take care, everyone. You guys have a good night.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Joe. You have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye. That was such a great interview. Hey, Eileen, how are you? Eileen, so I just want to show everyone. Oh, Paige, please. My co-host, Keith Erickson, he wrote 3 books, and he did a coloring book. So this is this is his 3rd book. I should go, let's go in order. First book is Unleashed, and this is my co-host. He didn't join us tonight, but this is Keith Erickson. He's in Pleasant Valley Prison. This is his first book he ever did. This is the 2nd book. It's a child's book. And here we go again. And these are all available on Amazon, but you can also go over to my, you could also go over to YouTube, and whenever Keith writes a book, he comes on here and reads a book. He reads the whole book for us. So they're all 3 of these books are on my YouTube. You could put your earphones in and just listen to Keith read. And he's an amazing reader. This is Keith, his 3rd book. And then this was just recently done in March. This is a children's coloring book. Everyone loves the coloring book. So any money's made off of the coloring book, The money goes towards Wiley's Wishes to the dog program. It helps them with food, with surgeries, with microchipping, with neutering and spray for any surgeries, vaccines. So that's where Keith takes none of the money from this. It all goes to Wiley's Wishes. So these are available on, and Keith did all of these with Manny. They both did the pictures. These are available on Amazon. I think they're $7.99. And like I said, everything goes directly to Wiley's Wishes. And these are all like dogs, of course. So Keith did all these drawings, and these are available. So, but the other books, you can actually just go listen to them on the YouTube channel. I know, Paige. Look at what these men do, you know? Look at what Keith did. And I don't know, he might have something happening again. Another one. We don't, you know. We're working on things. The same thing as Suave, you know, with his music and different things. There's always something. I will, Alma. Joe was a little nervous, and I was like, don't be nervous. And we had a great conversation. Like I said, I spoke to him over the weekend. I had him cracking up because we're talking. I'm floating in the pool on my hammock, and we're just talking. And he was so easy. That was our first call that we did. I've been messaging with him. I messaged with him quite a few times, but it was our first call was over the weekend. And then we really had a great conversation tonight. We really did. And he felt a lot better, I think, because he was very nervous. And I think I would be too. I would be too. Paige, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your husband with us. He's amazing. Oh, I know, right? We really do, Paige. Like, I shared him stuff about my son that I don't share with people. You know, I don't share with a lot of people. It's like he was just so easy to talk to when we started. Thank you. Thank you. I always have my nails done. These are kind of plain, but it's what I do. I love my nails. He's so easy to talk to. And, you know, we got into talking, and I forgot about his birthday being the same day that I lost my son. And for those of you, these are the Charged with Change tumblers, but this is the one that one of my friends Paula made, who does that. I won't use this. She made it for me as a gift. It's just a mug, and it's of my son. I will not use it. I'm not drinking out of it. It's stayed there. Paula. I see Lisa. And this is my son's picture. So I keep this in here with me. I'll never use this. It's just too pretty, and it just stays there. She's probably like, why aren't you using it? But nope, I'm good. I'm good. But I know, ML, and she, you know, she got it. I sent her this picture, was it? And the picture up there. And that's how she did it as a gift, which was so sweet. It was so nice of her. But, so I really enjoyed tonight. I feel sad that Keith couldn't join us. I know he would have really enjoyed this. Keith would have really enjoyed this live tonight, but he's under the weather. I know, right, Sandy? But like I said, they're so productive. Like, people think they just sit there and do nothing. They're so busy. Such a great note. I know, right? With Joe, absolutely. And like I never doubted it. It's just like I said, he was nervous, and I try to make people feel comfortable. And he's one, of course, Paige is my dear friend, but he's one that, you know, I'll be friends with forever. Like, he's one of the good ones. Thank you, Cindy. Oh, Cindy, I saw you say breathe. I didn't get nervous when the bell went off because Vince isn't like he was when he was sick before. So I was good. I know he's waiting for a package. He thinks it's going to be there, but Amazon's saying tomorrow. He's just too anxious. So no. And I knew he was, I know what you were thinking. And it's like, it's not the old Vince that was sick and we would get nervous. Any other time I would have ran in there. You know that. I would have flew in there. But he's looking for his package. And it's not coming. It's saying tomorrow now. I'm laughing. Yep, Cindy, any other time I would have said, hold the fort down. I'll be back. But he's waiting for his package, but something happened. It got delayed, so he has to wait till tomorrow. But all right, well, I am going to call it a night. It's 10:30. I'm so happy everyone joined it. No, it's not ML. No, he forgot about that. ML, no. It's not. No engraver for Vince. Not yet. But, kid, there you are. Love you, friend. Oh, my God. Mrs. Marge. Yeah. 23 prayer shirts. So you know what? We are having so much trouble with Walmart, and I'm waiting for Keisha to get back in touch with me. As soon as we get word, I don't understand what the holdup is. I did ask Suave, and I didn't get an answer from him, but I don't know. I don't know about, I'm waiting for Keisha. I'm going to message her tomorrow. Let me write that down. And then I will make, as soon as I find out, I will make a post. I don't know what the holdup is because they had to send a really nice big check to them. And I don't understand why they're giving us so much trouble. But I'll know by then. Right now they're available on the website. And I know we're all waiting for the Walmart to have them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to I'll reach out to her, and then I will make a post as soon as I find out. I did pick up a few things from your showcase. Well, oh my God, you did, Sandy. Oh, I know. And I have to, and if you ever have any questions, anything in my showcase, I know, right? Ellie, it's driving me crazy. Anything in my showcase, I used it. Like, I don't put anything in the showcase that I haven't used. I will not do that. Like I didn't with the mascara, I didn't even talk about it. I mentioned it last night, but I wasn't saying anything about it until I used it. I have to really, have to get a feel for it. It starts with, yeah. So I need to know, but, and Allie, I know as soon as I find out, like I said, I did ask Suave. Suave hasn't been feeling well. He didn't answer me. I will message his wife. I just didn't have time today because we're all want to know when it's going to be in there. Like I said, they had to send a check to Walmart and it's there. So I don't know what's going on. All right, Paige, I will talk to you. I'll text you over the weekend. Thank you, Paige. Love you, my friend. Tell Joe thank you. I'll teach us. Right? Oh my God. Ellie's driving me crazy. Especially that they had to pay a good bit to get it into Walmart. And I saw the payment. So I don't understand what the holdup is. I really don't. And there, right now, it's only on artdeckgallery.com. Everything's over there. I hope Keith feels better. Thank you, Rainbow Grandma. So everyone, I will see you on Monday. We'll be 9 o'clock. We'll be listening to the trial. Like this weekend's going to drive me crazy. If you recharge your car. Yeah, you didn't know that? I told you that before, Chris. Yes, you have to charge through TikTok/coins. Always. Alma, I have to. I need your advice, friend. I need your advice on something. But yeah, TikTok, you always do that on TikTok. Yeah, I did mention it. I never buy the coins here. No, you always pay more here. Yeah, so we will, oh my God, 100K ML. I didn't even realize that. Thank you, everyone. We got 100K likes. And don't forget to claim your points. Hit your heart me and claim your points. Hit the claim. It helps you out. But we will be watching the trial on Monday, and then we'll come on and that'll be our topic Monday night. So we're not doing anything next week till we know what's going on, because this is driving me crazy. I can't wait till Monday. But everyone, have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe. Get some rest. I know I'm going to be in my pool weekend. As long as it doesn't rain, I'll be out there. It is a closing statement. No, not yet. They still have a witness. They have a witness, 1 or 2 more witnesses Monday. I don't think that's going to happen till either, I think Tuesday. I think that's going to happen Tuesday. But, yeah. But okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the taps, the shares, the likes, the gifts. I just appreciate you guys being here. And I really enjoyed tonight with Joe. It was really amazing. I heard closing will start Monday. Okay, Alma, we'll see. We got to get through that, the last guy, Dr. Mack. He didn't finish, did he? Real quick, did he finish? I think he has. Is he finished? Because the last 10 minutes, no, I didn't think so. The last 10 minutes I got a call, so I was going to go back. And then when I went back there, it ended. I went on Melanie's, but Melanie Little, they still have 2. I thought so. This guy today, I know, ML, my head with this guy. He could talk. He kept going. But, so we'll see. Who do we have? It was Dr. Mack, right? Dr. Mack was he was the last one today. He helped the defense. Yes, he did. He did. He did, Nicole. He did. Oh, but all right, everyone. I will talk to you all on Monday. We'll watch the trial. We'll watch the trial during the day, and we'll be here later on at night. So everyone have a great weekend, and I will see you all then. Good night.